1 week into the season, and the Orioles are 5-0. It's just the beginning, but it's a very good beginning. Now, Fenway Park in Boston against the Red Sox. Opening day 2016 for Boston. The O's look to go 6-0 next. It's the Orioles on Masson, and away from home, the Orioles come to Fenway Park in Boston to be part of the home opener for the Red Sox and stay in division play. The Orioles coming, of course, with that perfect 5-0 mark. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, and welcome. Festivities have concluded here. We're ready for baseball here at Fenway Park. Obviously, a big throng on hand for this game, and a lot of great names we'll take a look at as we go through the ball game who made their presence felt here today. For the Orioles, they want to make their presence felt again. They have defeated the Boston Red Sox the last 4 seasons in the season series. The last 3 of them have been 11-8 on the side of the Baltimore Orioles. In 9 of the ball games last year, they had 10 or more hits. The Orioles put up some really good numbers here at Fenway Park. They ended up 4-6 last year, overall 11-8. These are the numbers from the season series last season. As usual, a lot of runs scored. You see the batting average for the 2 ball clubs. The Oriole pitching really did a great job holding down the Red Sox number at 236. The home runs, both these teams are going to hit them. The runs per ball game, that's how close the series was, with the Red Sox actually outscoring the Orioles overall. But the Orioles came away with a better ERA and thus came away with the series win. So, Mike Bordick, here we go again.
Yeah, here we go. But you know what? The Baltimore Orioles have really had the Red Sox number. You mentioned it started back in 2012 when they absolutely dominated the Red Sox. When Buck Showalter came aboard, they knew they couldn't be intimidated by the American League East. They had to start playing better on the road, especially in the hostile environments of Fenway Park, Yankee Stadium. Well, they've risen to the occasion. Very consistent in their wins over the past 4 seasons. They have to continue to stay hot. The Red Sox improved their rotation by adding David Price. That's who they're featuring today in the Red Sox opening day. It's going to be a tremendous challenge for the Orioles, but they're looking to ride that momentum they created in that homestand going 5-0.
And the Oriole pitching, of course, has been absolutely fantastic. We'll see whether or not Gallardo can continue that. He'll make the start today against Price, and we'll be back for the opening day at home for Boston in just a minute. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. Believe it or not, there's actually a little sun shining through here. Cool day. Take a look at our BGE Home game time temperature. Be at 58 degrees. BGE Home is Baltimore's home team for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Why would you call anyone else? And the lineup for the Orioles brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Southwest, transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. It'll be Rickard, Machado, and Davis. Trumbo will get the start in left. Wieters, Hardy, and Scope. Reimold in right. And Caleb Joseph. Adam Jones again not in there. Trumbo, the numbers at Fenway.
And let's take a look at David Price's pitch arsenal this season. A chilly day in his first start. His fastball velocity wasn't there, but still a very dominant fastball. 69% of the time. 90 to 97 with that heater. Has a great change and a cutter curveball combination.
And we are underway as the pitch will be taken down low. Rickard against David Price, the left-hander, who works in a hurry and throws a lot of strikes. Rickard has had a hit in all 5, of course, for the Orioles. And that fastball is going to be there for a strike as well. David Price holds that big 8-4 mark against the Orioles with a .265 career earned run average against Baltimore hitters. That ball in the air, left center field, got good wood on that. That's going to be in the gap. It'll take a hop off the scoreboard. Rickard on his way to second base, and the magic just continues. It is absolutely phenomenal. He's got a 6-game hit streak and a 2-bagger to start it out.
Joey Rickard staying red hot to start this season, really all of spring training, and he gets an elevated fastball and he stays on it, hammering it into the gap off the green monster that he's going to become very familiar with in this series.
So Rickard's on with the double. We can't talk enough about the start that he is having. 9 hits now and 19 at bats. And the Orioles get a chance against Price right away here in the first inning, as Manny Machado will stand in. Big secondary lead. They want Bogarts, the shortstop, to hold the runner. Even with a right-handed batter up, Pedroia is going to stay back at second base. Price's delivery shows bunt. Swihart had trouble hanging on to that one. Talk about good starts. How about Manny?
Boy, Manny Machado has been red hot. 9 for 21 to start this season, but in yesterday's game, 4 for 4, hit a double, and of course that home run where he has hit homers in 3 consecutive games.
The Orioles hitting .333 as a team with runners in scoring position through the first 5 games. Real good number. Good secondary lead, and a swing and a miss as Price goes down and away to him. Manny has gone 5 for 20 with 1 home run lifetime off David Price. Orioles have some pretty good numbers by various hitters in this lineup against him that we'll go through as we go through the lineup. But even though Price has that 8-4 mark against them, they've done pretty well individually at times against the left-hander. Machado waiting. Rickard off second base. Check swing. They want to go to first. Did he go? Nope. C.B. Buckner down at first base. Jim Reynolds has got second. Manny Gonzalez is at third, and the home plate umpire is Fieldon Culbreth, who is the crew chief. Pretty much an even up ump when it comes to whether he favors pitchers or hitters. It's about straight up on it. From that first base side on the stretch. 2-1 delivery to Manny, and it comes inside. Will miss a little bit low with that. As the Orioles have done throughout the first 5 games, they will especially try and do against Price, make the opposing pitcher work.
Yeah, absolutely, and you have to do that. Even though David Price is a strike thrower, he's learned how to pitch over the last 5 seasons. Lost a little bit of velocity, at least not as consistent with his velocity. So more off-speed pitches, the ability to move it around. Fastball there, dotting it on in the inside corner. But David Price is no longer considered the true power pitcher. He's become a quality pitcher, period.
He has had 1 game under his belt at Cleveland. He won it, 2 runs, 5 hits over 6 with the opening day start, and a Red Sox 6-2 win in that game. Manny Machado waiting on a 3-2. Rickard off second base. Big secondary lead. Ball pumped up in the air to shallow right center field. Pedroia going out. Bradley coming in. Bradley will get there and put it away. Machado is retired.
Take a look at the Red Sox defense here and there. home opening day. Holt, Bradley Jr. and Betts in this young outfield. Bogarts and Pedroia double play combination. Shaw starting third baseman now with Sandoval out. Ramirez over at first and Swihart doing the catching.
The Ricker remains on at second base. The wind is blowing out towards center or left, depending, swirling a little bit here, but there's a wind. And at the moment, for the right-handed batters, if they get the ball up in the air, it should be to their advantage out towards the green monster, at least for the start of this game. Some blue sky, high clouds around as well. Bogarts moving in behind the runner, and Davis will take the pitch inside for a ball.
We'll take a look at these career numbers versus David Price. Well, Chris Davis, very solid 300, 6 for 20. Hardy over 300 as well. Trumbo and Wieters, impressive numbers with a couple long balls mixed in.
1-0 count on Chris. Davis with that 6 for 20, and Rickard back to the bag. Well, he had a big secondary lead on that last pitch, and Bogarts was right behind him. Price had to be thinking about turning around and maybe throwing, because he had a shot at him, and Bogarts stays there, and Rickard shortens up on that lead. Pitch on the way to Chris, and that one will be foul back. Here in this ballpark for Chris Davis, he has just a .210 batting average here lifetime at Fenway Park, but he has 5 career home runs. 5 of the 15 that Chris has hit against Boston have come here, and obviously for the lefties, as is historically true, down to that pesky pole and right is where you want to go. It's the short home run, but there's not much room for that short home run here at Fenway for the left-handers. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery to him. That one fouled off the other way. Price last year, 60% of the outs came in the air. Last season, a fly ball pitcher. Teams hit .241 against him with runners in scoring position. He really mixes it up. The 4-seam, the 2-seam sinker, changeup, cutter. I mean, he mixes all that in every game.
Yeah, he's really started to do that and get better and better with it, you know, over the past 4 seasons, as we talked about. Not relying as much on the power fastball. His pitchability is coming into play.
Good pitch down and away. He gets him. Davis is retired on the strikeout. Price had 10 strikeouts in that first game against Cleveland.
No, this is his best fastball so far. 95 miles an hour. Yeah, there is enough in the tank. When he wants to reach in his back pocket and gear up, he can still do that. Great pitch. Even when he tries to gear up, still stays within himself and able to locate very well with that heater.
So Mike Trumbo in the cleanup spot, starting in left field in the ball game today. Adam Jones still out, and with this ballpark being what it is against the monster, I wanted Trumbo to be out there in left and Reimold in right. That ball will be fouled straight back. Mark has had a hit in each of the last 3 ball games. Done exceedingly well there. You saw Adam Jones over there on the bench. Adam could be available for later in the ball game, but Buck Showalter has said that every day. But the problem now becoming one of a bit more concern. He's been out 4 games, and if it goes much longer, the Orioles will have to make a decision on whether or not he needs to go on the DL or they keep playing with a player who can't play. 0-1 count with 2 down. Turns that one over. It'll miss outside. Change up at 84.
Yeah, you worry a little bit about Adam Jones missing too much time, not being able to swing, so maybe losing that rhythm and timing at the plate as well.
Mark Trumbo trying to get the RBI. Great start for him at the plate. 9 out of 19. That's a .474 batting average to begin his Orioles career. 1-1 delivery. Can't catch up with it. Foul tipped into the mitt at 93.
Well, David Price is going to get those swing and misses because he's so consistent around the plate. I mean, we've talked about his strikeouts, but very rarely does he walk hitters. So you can go up there, be aggressive off Price. When he starts sensing that, that's when he'll go to more off-speed pitches, work in and out. Now, early in the ballgame, gearing up for the heater, and yeah, you're going to chase out of the zone a few times.
Fans applauding for his strikeout here. Long set, and he will step off. Trumbo, that whopping .368 batting average against Price lifetime, includes 1 home run. Center fielder Bradley shades him around to right. Big gap in left center field for Trumbo. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and that one will miss up high, and a 2-ball 2-strike count for David Price here at Fenway Park. An amazing number of 6-1 with a 1.95 earned run average in the games that he has pitched here at Fenway. That's one of the lowest ERAs going ever.
You know, he's kind of been a lefty for hire over the past couple of seasons, and the Red Sox saw that he was available, obviously looking at his career numbers at Fenway Park, because it's so hard to find a lefty that can have success here at Fenway with the short porch in left field. David Price, one of them, and that's why they inked him to that 7-year, $200+ million contract.
He's got a 2-ball 2-strike count on Trumbo. Rickard off second base. Trumbo will take it down low. The Orioles not fishing, and that count will go to 3-2. They continue to work Price here in the first inning of the ball game. Rickard had that leadoff double. Red Sox not paying any mind to him right now. He can wander a long way off second base. Trumbo hit .289 off the left-handers last year, .248 off righties. Two down, 3-2 delivery on the way, and it'll be fouled back, and he keeps it alive.
The thing about Trumbo, big guy, staying real short with his swing right now. Yeah, there's a lot of power in that body and in that bat. Falls behind. He's been spraying the ball all over the field. Look at the numbers with 2 strikes, 444 batting average. You get outside of yourself and get long, you're not going to have that kind of success. He's putting the ball in play hard, especially with the short swings as he did on that 94-mile-an-hour fastball in the inside corner. You got to be short to it.
Red Sox, Swihart's going to go out. Make sure they know what they're going to throw here. That'll bring Xander Bogaerts in from shortstop. He thought he wanted to know. He wanted the Rosenbach first. He's staying away from the private conversation. Pitcher catcher. Now we'll get the info.
And maybe a little sign change with Rickard. He's been out on second base now for a number of pitches, so might want to switch it up a little bit.
Outfield still shaded towards right. They didn't adjust on the count. 3-2. Trumbo trying to get the Orioles the early lead here in the first inning. 3-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be fouled back as well. So hanging in tough. The Orioles come into this one. They have scored 22 and given up only 10 runs in their first 5 games. The Red Sox have scored more runs than the Orioles, 28. They have also given up more than double the runs to opponents, 23. Going to try 3-2 for the 3rd time. Price having some trouble, I think, getting on the same page with Swihart on these. He stepped off 3 or 4 times here in this at bat, slowing down the rhythm of the ball game.
Typically Price working very fast, good tempo to his game.
3-2 delivery, a chopper to short, right behind the runner. Xander Bogaerts throw, and Ramirez up with it at first base. Good play by the Red Sox new first baseman. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. The Red Sox at Fenway for the 105th opener in their 116th opener overall. Fenway for the Red Sox, but there are some hoping the Orioles can go 6-0. Here's the lineup for the Red Sox. They come in 3 wins, 2 losses. It'll be Betts, Pedroia, Bogarts, Ortiz, Ramirez, and Shaw, Holt, Swihart, and Jackie Bradley Jr. 20th season, David Ortiz, final year. There are the numbers.
And let's take a look at Giovanni Gallardo's pitch arsenal this season. The fastball 26% of the time, and the breaking ball usage 61%. He does everything he can to keep hitters off balance. Great success in his first start. Came away with the victory of 5 strong innings, 1.80 earned run average, scattering the 5 hits. The opponent's just hitting 133 off Gallardo.
And it'll be taken by Betts for a strike. Right fielder, one of the exciting young players, not only for the Red Sox, but in the game. Off to a slow start in week number 1. And not a slow start here. Base hit into right field. Reimold up, and Mookie Betts is on with a leadoff single.
Well, let's take a look at the Orioles defense behind Gallardo. Trumbo getting the start in left field. Rickards in center. Due to Jones' absence, Reimold moves over to right field. Hardy and Scope. Double play combination. Machado and Davis on the corners, and Caleb Joseph behind the plate. Now, Buck Showalter, Wayne Kirby got together, decided what would be their best outfield to play this very tough Fenway Park. Green Monster, of course, center field, a little quirky and deep, gets to 420. Right field, probably the hardest position to play in the outfield here.
And here is Dustin Pedroia, healthy to start the new year. He has hit successfully in the last 4, and starting out with a .304 batting average. Betts, the base runner, 21 stolen bases and 27 chances last year with the Red Sox. Gallardo will have to keep an eye on him, and he's got a pretty good lead, and as a result, a throw over.
Yeah, Betts does it all over there, but take a look at the highest batting average by the O's. Deep inside the numbers shows you Dustin Pedroia on that list with a .324 batting average. How about joining Wade Boggs, Ted Williams, Ellsbury, and Jim Rice there? And this is no small sample size. This would be his 600th at bat.
Slow roller down to third. Going to let it go foul, and it does. Home plate umpire makes the call on it. Manny Machado would not have had a play on Pedroia and knew that, so he just hoped that it would roll out, and it did.
Boy, this is a great example of Manny Machado and his maturity, and no rushing involved. Great poise on the field. We talk about his poise in the batter's box. Well, it shows up everywhere. What a head this guy has for the game of baseball.
That was pretty close.
It was very close.
That was really close.
It might have been, I got to let it go anyway because I can't get him.
I can't get him. What the heck? Pedroia is a 5 for 12 with a home run lifetime off Gallardo. And that one, these fouls off the other way. And Gallardo got ahead of him 1-2. For the Orioles starter against the Red Sox, he carries a 2-2 lifetime record against Boston. Here in Boston, he has won 1 and lost 2. He last pitched at Fenway in May of last year as a member of the Texas team. 4 runs, 10 hits over 5 innings in that last start here at Fenway Park. Pedroia will wait. Gallardo got the start against Minnesota, came away with a win, gave up only a run on 5 hits and 5 innings in that ball game. He had 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, a successful debut as an Oriole.
Yeah, very good. Seeing a couple picks now. Betts definitely a stolen base threat. Orioles catchers have been on the money, throwing out runners this year. A combination between the quick starts from the pitchers, but man, Matt Wieters and Caleb Joseph have quickest feet and release in the game right now. Nice job.
Caleb has thrown out 2 out of 3. 33% last year in catching base stealers. Betts' name, there he goes. And the ball in the air to right field. Reimold's going to have to come really hard. That's going to fall in, base hit. Standing on second, Betts, he'll go to third. So Betts went down and stayed there at second base. He just stood there and watched. If it had been caught, he'd have been out at first, but he figured it was going to fall in, and he was right.
Yeah, well, I still think he should have kept going. Nothing else to do. If Reimold catches this ball, see Pedroia tough at bat there, and he just keeps battling his way through. This is what he's done his whole career. Tremendous grinder, find some outfield grass, and you see that's deciding to let it fall and then easily over to third base.
So the Red Sox start out with first and third and nobody out. And Bogaerts coming up. He has hit successfully in the first 3 ball games of the season. Gallardo will have the infield playing back. They'll give up the run if they can get the double play here. Not easy to do. Bogaerts is quick. Pitch will be taken away for a ball. This has been a problem here for the Red Sox early on. As a team, they're only hitting .205 with runners in scoring position to start the season. Obviously a very low number, which can only go up. And the Orioles hope it doesn't go up here. Foul back. Bogaerts has gone 5 for 22 so far to begin the season.
Well, you know, this Red Sox team, after 2 very miserable years, finishing in the cellar in the American League East, second half of last season, their young players really started to come through. A lot of optimism for this club entering 2016 season, especially with the addition of David Price, counting on their rotation, just like the Orioles are. But offensively, they feel like they can compete with anybody due to the young players like Bogaerts and Betts. Jackie Bradley Jr. finally starting to come into his own, and Holt, a very consistent young player.
Pitching wise, the Orioles, of course, with a 1.80 are #1 in the majors. ERA up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. So Bogaerts gets the RBI. Betts will score. Pedroia will stop. And the first 3 Red Sox batters are on, and 1 is in.
Pretty good piece of hitting right there, and the young player not trying to do too much here on opening day. A lot of enthusiasm. Controlling the nerves is going to be important. Well, he does here. Gets that front foot down, slapping it right back through the middle. Get the Red Sox on the board first.
Second RBI of the season for Bogaerts. Big hand for David Ortiz for about the 5th time today. Opening ceremonies, he was included, obviously, in a lot of it. Got a big hand when he was introduced. Starting lineup. His daughter, 15-year-old Alex, sang the national anthem. She was magnificent.
Wow, was that impressive?
That was really impressive. Ortiz, the DH, 2-on. He shows bunt. Manny is prepared for that at third base. The Orioles have a partial shift on with Hardy almost behind second. And Manny Machado is staying put.
See David Ortiz's power zone, pretty impressive. Danger all over the plate. One of the best hitters in the history of baseball. Certainly has changed the culture around here. Red Sox Nation, after that tremendous drought of no World Series. David Ortiz has watched, picked up 3.
2 home runs, 5 RBIs already for him. Ortiz lifts it in the air to left field. It's going to be off the monster. It'll hit up on the Fenway mark. That will score Pedroia. Ortiz gets an RBI single. Bogaerts stops at third, and Gallardo's getting touched up here in the first inning. Red Sox up 2-0.
Yeah, he is. They're finding some holes, using the whole field. Not trying to do too much, really. They're showing some great patience. They're staying back on Gallardo. Many times he uses that aggressiveness against hitters. Pretty good game plan going here in the early part of this game as he whistles another ball off the green monster. Pedroia will score easily.
So Bogaerts and Ortiz have the RBIs, and the Red Sox in the first inning a 2-0 lead. Nobody out, with 14 pitches having been thrown so far by Gallardo and not recording an out. First and third again, and that will bring up Ramirez. Hanley Ramirez has already made a big play that probably will get overlooked in this game, but that pick he made on Trumbo at first base for the final out in the top of the inning was a very important play that not only ended the inning, it prevented a run from scoring.
Yeah, very big play right there. Kept the Orioles off the board, and reports are he loves first base. He's happy to be back in the infield after a very disappointing year last season in left field. He feels back at home on the infield dirt. Talking to Red Sox third base coach Brian Butterfield, and he said this guy is going to be the X factor this year, both offensively and defensively. If he comes to play like they know he should, they'll have a great season.
He's engaged. That ball in the air to the gap. Reimold coming over. Look out. Called off. Play made. Runner tags. Rickert will get it back into the infield, but it's a sac fly for Ramirez. RBI. Bogart's in. 3 runs across. And a 3-0 Boston lead. Almost had Reimold and Rickards coming together out there. Rickards had to hold up a little bit and caught it with his glove extended.
Yeah, well, there's so much room in this Red Sox outfield. Long way to go, and sometimes hard to hear the off outfielder. Rickard coming in and fortunately taking charge. The Orioles need to put an out on the board, and we're able to get one there.
That will bring up Travis Shaw. The infield will switch around. Runner at first base is Ortiz, 1 away. Shaw will take a bouncer. Ortiz not going to go anywhere as that one is kept out in front by Caleb Joseph. Shaw has had 1 hit in 24 at bats against the Orioles in his career. That was a home run that he hit at Camden Yards. He's never had a hit against the Orioles here. He is 0 for 13.
Well, they're pretty happy with Travis Shaw, though. I know the Orioles are happy using the lineup with the limited success.
Chance for 2. Jonathan Scope. That reverse double play. Hardy gets it over. Not in time. Again, with a shift on, you end up with that odd coverage of the shortstop coming from the second base side to make the pivot at second base.
Yeah, tough play. Tough play with the shift on. Still playing a little bit deeper. Jonathan Scope the pivot, but he's got to kind of slow it down, wait for Hardy to get back over, because J.J. Hardy's the pivot man for both Machado and Jonathan Scope. Still very clean, but Shaw able to leg that one out to avoid the double play.
So they get the fielder's choice, taking Ortiz out at second base. And here is Brock Holt. The left fielder's had a hit in the last 4, 2 home runs and 8 RBIs for Holt. Pitch will be taken up high for a ball. He's really thumping some big numbers early. He's had a couple of doubles to go along with the 2 home runs. 4 strikeouts, 1 walk so far. Gallardo trying to get out of this inning. Runner goes. Here's the throw. Joseph, 1 hopper, is going to go into center field. That'll move Shaw over to third base. It'll be a stolen base and an error on Caleb Joseph.
Well, I think this is just catching the O's off guard a little bit. As this inning continues to roll along, they lose sight of Shaw. Shaw not known for the speed, so you sneak one in. And look at this. Forces the quickness. Caleb rushing the throw, a little bit off balance, gets by Hardy, and now he's on third base. Red Sox keep putting the pressure on the O's here.
Shaw did not have a stolen base last season. Hasn't stolen a base since 2014. 2-0 delivery on the way. Another RBI opportunity. Strike called on the outside corner to Holt.
And that's a no lose for the Red Sox, because if Shaw does get thrown out there, they'll have Holt leading off the next inning. Nice play there by the Red Sox, taking advantage.
Holt is 3 for 5. Runners in scoring position. Will foul that one back. 22 pitches thrown by Gallardo. Keep in mind that the Orioles, coming in with that 5-0 mark, have not given up more than 3 runs in any of the first 5 games. The Red Sox already have 3 runs, and it's the first inning. 2 ball, 2 strike count. There are 2 down. That one to first base. It'll be handled on the hop. Chris Davis, and that will do it. But big inning for Boston in their opener. They get 3 runs. They do it on 4 hits with 1 left on and take the early lead. Park. Take a look. Starting pitching for the Orioles.
Yeah, take a look deep inside the numbers here. They faced 45 games. They faced left-handed pitching, and you know the numbers aren't quite there. The runs per game are down from their right-handed pitching. Batting average down. So they have to do a better job. Obviously, the win-loss record very similar to right-handers, but they're off to a slow start this year. Even though David Price, the first left-handed starter they've faced, they've only picked up 2 base hits off lefties in the start of this young season out of 21 at bats. So they need to improve their offensive production off lefties for sure. Find a way. They have pretty good philosophy going this year as far as being more patient in the box. Let's see if that works out.
Matt Wieters is the DH in this ball game. His numbers are very impressive, as we showed you, against Price, with a big .341 average and 1 home run. Orioles last year hit only .240 against lefties. Lowest batting average against lefties for the O's since 2002. And David Price, if you're trying to pick numbers up against left-handers, is not exactly the left-hander you'd like to have to do that against.
Sure is.
Got out of that first inning after Rickard led it off with the 2-bagger and was stranded there. Wieters, Hardy, and Scope due up for the Orioles. Pitch will be foul tipped into the mitt, and it is held on to, and that'll be the second strikeout for Price.
Well, he is doing a nice job against this Orioles lineup, moving the ball in and out. You see the grip right there, the change, and look at the fade down and away, keeping it away from Matt Wieters. Matt Wieters, very good from the right side, much more consistent. We showed you the numbers against Price, big time numbers, but Price wins that battle.
Here is J.J. Hardy. Played at short after sitting for a couple of days, missing a game. Said he felt very good after the ball game. No problem with that calf that had tightened up on him and kept him out of a game. He's got that .308 average against Price. Strike taken at the knees on the inside corner. And the count will go to 0-2.
I really think that's what separates David Price from most other quality pitchers. His ability to pitch inside. He is not afraid to come in on lefties or righties.
That one he went outside on, backhanded by Pedroia. Long throw. Oh, mercy. There's a goal glove play for you. Second baseman throwing from the shortstop hole against his momentum.
Well, it's Dustin Pedroia, the heart and soul of this Red Sox team for a number of years now, and they are happy he's healthy. Beautiful play off balance, showing the range, and look at Ramirez on the back end again with a nice stretch. Good play all the way around.
Good help for Price on that one. 2 down, nobody on. That'll bring up Jonathan Scope. He's hit in all 5 of the ball games for the Orioles, and if you go back to last year, is now up to a 10-game hit streak. He has only faced Price a couple of times, and he has gone 2 for 7. 1-0 count with 2 down. Home openers for the Red Sox have been very good to them. They are 10-1 in their last 11 home openers. That goes back to 2005. They lost a game in 2014 to the Brewers here at Fenway, but that's only one in that time frame. 1-1 strike delivery on the way. That'll be at the knees at the corner. And the count will go to 1-2.
Well, when Fenway Park fills up, it becomes one of the toughest places to play. And you know they sell out on opening days. They've had some horrendous years, so the crowds haven't been as consistent. But when you get this fan base on your side, they almost act as like that 10th man.
Down the line, it will be foul. And Scope will step back in. Jonathan Scope. So far, this team in this ballpark have not been good to him. He's only hit .211 against the Red Sox since coming up with the Orioles, and only .208 here at Fenway Park. Defense about straight up on him. Infield plays back. 1-2 delivery on the way, and a chopper that will go foul. Over the years, how has this infield played, Mike?
Well, you know, it's gotten much better. Traditionally one of the worst infields in the game, I think, due to the rough winters. You know, you get the frost heaves and things like that. But I talked to J.J. Hardy, and he said that this infield has improved tremendously over the past 5 or 6 years. Groundskeepers keeping the dirt
as smooth as possible, and it's clean. It doesn't break up as much as it used to.
1-2 delivery on the way to him, and that's a high hitter, and he got it. So Price has his third strikeout. He retires the side in order. We'll go to the bottom half of the second with the Red Sox on top. To the game, John Smith from Dundalk, 500 for being selected, 500 more for every Orioles home run hit today. Play home run Rich's scratch-offs and win up to $50,000 or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Go to mdlottery.com/baseball. Good luck, John. Gallardo will try and settle it down. 7 Red Sox came to the plate, 3 runs, 4 hits in the first inning. Blake Swihart is doing their catching. They'll go after the pitch and miss. Jackie Bradley Jr. and then Betts at the top of the order.
Blake Swihart getting an opportunity to play here. Now they really like Swihart, but they have Christian Vasquez in the minor leagues right now, rehabbing his way back. He's starting to get a little deeper in the ball games, and Swihart may be the odd man out when Christian Vasquez is healthy.
1-1 delivery to him will be down the line and into the seats. Swihart with a 1 for 4 off Gallardo lifetime. Swihart played 84 games last year. He hit .274 with the Red Sox. He spent time at both AA and AAA as well as with the big ball club at times last season. Gallardo's 1-2 delivery to him will be popped up shallow left field. Played by Trumbo. You saw the wind kind of take that back a little bit. Time's running out on your chance to earn exclusive orange carpet benefits. Become an Orioles full and partial season plan member. You get big savings over the cost of single game tickets, the most flexible exchange policy in baseball, the access to postseason tickets and more. You can find out about it at Orioles.com/season. Here's Jackie Bradley Jr. and at third base Machado. Great speed. Breaking ball that will miss down low for a ball. He only went 3 for 23 last year against the Orioles. He had trouble with the Orioles and Rays. Against everybody else, he hit .314. Against the Orioles, he hit .130, and he hits .071 against Tampa Bay.
Well, the Orioles probably won't change their game plan then against Jackie Bradley Jr. But I'll tell you what, he figured something out last year. He's been a little bit of a disappointment, to say the least, because they've given him opportunities past few seasons, but he's never been able to really grasp the ability to make the adjustments offensively at the major league level. Well, second half of last season, he really started to show signs of life, and they're excited about having him in the lineup consistently this year.
Gallardo's pitch is going to miss outside. He falls behind. Count goes to 3-1 with 1 down. Speedsters in that 9 and 1 slot for John Farrell's Red Sox with Bradley and Betts. 3-1 delivery to him, and he won it. How about that? He had Manny Machado in prior to that pitch, ready to play a bunt. Manny backed up, and he tried to lay one down.
Well, you get to a 3-1 count, and typically that's green light for a swing hard. Get the bat hat out in front, try to hit a double in the gap. But with Manny going back over to the shortstop position now, Orioles in the full shift. He said, "Hey, I can get on base." Tried to lay one down there.
1 for 3 off Gallardo, and a swing and a miss. He came in tight on him that time, and that is the first strikeout for the Oriole right-hander.
Nice pitch by Gallardo here. Take a look at the Mercedes-Benz pitch track. A little cut fastball working inside after the 6th pitch. His job as Bradley Jr. That bunt attempt on 3-1. He'll probably be thinking about that in the dugout. Walking back after the K.
He gets that pitch down, he's got a base hit, but if you don't, you put yourself in a hole.
Right.
Mookie Betts, top of the order. He started that first inning out with a base hit, would come around to score. So Betts igniting that 3-run first inning for the Red Sox. 0-1 delivery to him. Gallardo's delivery will be up high. 1 ball and 1 strike count. Pedroia hoping for an at bat, waiting on deck. Mookie Betts just a .207 lifetime average against the Orioles. As Mike said, one of the young members of that young core that they're so excited about to lead the Red Sox down the line for a number of years to come. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Gallardo's delivery, and that one is going to miss inside. So he'll fall behind here. 3 balls and 1 strike on Mookie Betts.
Yeah, as the Red Sox have kind of transitioned through the last couple of seasons, really putting a lot of weight on the younger players' shoulders. And of course, Betts one of those guys. Bogarts as well.
To the hole. That's going to be a base hit. So Mookie Betts is 2 for 2 in the ball game. This ballpark has always been a great place for him. He hit .322 here last year.
The pitch on the outside corner, and he just gets the head out in front, kind of chops it down right through the 5-6 hole. Tough to get it by the diving Manny Machado. It does there.
Dustin Pedroia delivered a base hit. He scored. He's hit in all 5 in the last 5 games for the Red Sox. And again, you got to keep an eye on Betts. Gallardo will. Pedroia last year led the American League, second in the majors, with a .368 average in day games. Some hitters just put up extraordinary numbers, as do some pitchers in day games as opposed to night games. And Pedroia had the big numbers average-wise last year.
Some hitters get their rest, and some don't.
Aha!
I know. I'm not going to.
Now the secret is out. Should have known. Red Sox with 5 hits on the board. Gallardo gave up only 2 in his opening day start against the Twins. And that pitch is going to be up and in. Pedroia will get ahead on the count, 1-0. Always a nemesis for the Orioles with that .324 lifetime average against the O's. And he'll spray it around a bit. Defense pretty much straight up. Pedroia will take the pitch away, and Gallardo's having trouble trying to find a corner or 2 here, both inside and outside.
Yeah, well, maybe after that first inning when they rattled off 4 straight singles, see Gallardo's delivery there. Very smooth. Now he's familiar, obviously, with what he has to do. He's very comfortable on the mound. He's had incredible success at the major league level. Right now, maybe just trying to be a little too fine here in the second inning, trying to get this 3rd out.
Runner went halfway on that ball, left center field. Trumbo moves over, and he will put it away. So Gallardo out of it. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. The Orioles' Raimel Joseph Rickert coming up. series, which the Orioles are having. 5-0, third-time franchise history. The record, the Browns, 1944 won 9. In 70, the Orioles opened up with that 5-0 mark. Both the Browns team and the O's team went to the World Series. 21 years since expanded playoffs. 14 teams have started 5-0 and 8 have gone to the playoffs. 4 reached the World Series, including the Royals, who won the World Series last year. Giants, Tigers, Rangers, the other teams that started out that way, went to the World Series but lost. So the Orioles trying to build on those numbers.
Yeah, how about just get to the World Series, take your chances?
Absolutely. That's a good idea. Somebody flips a coin right now and you say you can go, you go.
Yeah.
Nolan Reimold getting the start in right field. Reimold's had a hit in all the games he's played in. 7 consecutive going back to last season, as we noted, making the start here in game number 4 for him in right field. Caleb Joseph, and then Rickard at the top of the order against David Price.
And we talked about Joey Rickard having a great spring training and then the ability to carry it over into the season. Well, Reimold got off to a very slow start in spring training, but the last week he picked it up, 3 home runs, and he has carried it over indeed. I mean, big time at bat, hitting the home run, going the other way, right center field, showing his power. He looks good, his posture. He's at his best when he stays tall in the box. If he starts collapsing a little bit, the success won't be there. He's upright and direct to the baseball. He can do some damage.
Last season, Reimold 278 lefties, 220 off righties. Reimold on a swing and a miss on a pitch currently out of the strike zone, and Price has got his 4th K.
Boy, Price is really good right now, moving his fastball around. He's not afraid to throw his changeup, and he's locating at the bottom of the zone here, getting Reimold out in front. Another beautiful pitch.
David Price gets the first out. He retires 71% of leadoff batters. That was the number that he had last year. Caleb Joseph 1 for 8 off Price. He'll take the pitch outside for a ball. Caleb back behind the plate, looking to pick up a base hit here for the season start. One-0 delivery by Price, and there it is. Base hit into left field. He got one up and he didn't miss it. Holt will get it back in. The Orioles have a runner on with 1 down. The Birds are going to return to Oriole Park on Tuesday, April 19. It'll be a 3-game series against the defending champion Blue Jays of the division. Each game a midweek series, starts at 7:05. Early showdown. Hope you'll be there. To get your seats, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Orioles pick up hit number 2 off Price. That will bring Rickard, who had the other base hit, to the plate. Joey Rickard led off the first inning with a double and was stranded.
Now Rickard's shown his ability to use the whole field, and here would be a good opportunity to shoot that hole with Caleb Joseph at first base. An opportunity there. See the size of it. A little easier said than done, though, of course, especially off a pitcher like Price.
30-year-old to look over delivers, and the pitch will be up high. For David Price, he has been the ERA champion twice in the American League, Cy Young Award winner in 2012, and he has led the major leagues in strikeouts before. That was back in 2014. So Ks have always been part of his repertoire, and he's picked up 4 so far here. 2-0 delivery. That'll cut on the inside corner. Caleb trying to make him work a little, and the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. A little groundwork being done over at first base.
Cleaning up his track there. Doesn't want anything in the way when he takes off. With David Price kind of settling in, I'd be surprised if the Orioles try to do something. Put a little pressure on him in the defense. Rickard's shown he can handle the bat very well. This is a great traditional hit and run count.
Long look, 2-1. Runner not going, and the pitch will just miss outside. You can see the problems for hitters. I mean, there are lots of them when you're facing Price, but he's always around the plate. And even when he misses, if he gets ahead of you in the count, It's awfully hard to lay off pitches because they're so close to being strikes. You just don't dare to take a chance on him. Not going to miss by much very often. 3-1. Joseph off first, and he'll get the walk. Good at bat.
It really was. What great patience there.
The Orioles got a couple on and one down. Our PNC inside the numbers.
Now, speaking of David Price, lowest career earned run average versus the O's since 1954. Now, this is a list of some pretty good left-handers. Tom Bergmeyer, Billy Price, Whitey Ford, of course, the Hall of Famer, Vita Blue, Larry Guru, and there is David Price, 2.65 earned run average. Now, that's 19 career starts against the Orioles, and he has done some damage against this team. There was a little blip in that radar, and the Orioles started to get to him a little bit, but he made his adjustments last year. He walked away with a 1.29 earned run average against the O's.
Orioles trying to get on the board here, down to third. That will be foul. Manny Machado flied out to center field his first time up. Did take the count full against Price, but Price came away with the victory in that battle of the at-bats. For Manny Machado last season against the lefties, only 258. That's surprisingly low compared to his 295 numbers against right-handers. 0-1. A good lead at second for Joseph. Manny will take that one inside. Said it hit him on the leg, and it did. So he is hit by a pitch, and the Orioles get something going here as they load the bases in the third inning with only one out.
David Price really tried to get that one in there on Manny Machado, and it caught him on the back leg, the shin area, and he's found himself in the danger zone here with the bases loaded. And take a look, just grazing the pants. He missed his spot by a mile there. Swihart actually with a nice play, showing that range to his glove side.
Price hit only 3 batters last year, and all of those came when he was pitching for the Tigers. He was with both Detroit and Toronto with his 18-5 mark last year. So big chance. Here's Davis, bases loaded, one away. Chris goes after it and will foul it off. Chris, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Orioles had 3 chances in the first inning with a runner in scoring position and could not get a hit. Now they've got a chance to do some damage with only one away here. Keep in mind, Price is a fly ball pitcher, so getting those ground balls for double plays a little harder for him to do. He'll stay probably with that sinker to try and get it done against Davis. 0-1 delivery. Kept that one down low. Here's our Express stat. Express Care, a LifeBridge health partner. For locations, visit whywaitinther.com.
Most home runs on the road since 2012, and Chris Davis on that list, of course. He has been the most prolific power hitter since 2012. 67 homers on the road. He'd love to get a hold of one here. 161 homers in all since 2012.
Got an 0-2 count on him. Sacks are full for the Orioles. Price delivers, and the pitch taken outside for the ball. David Price trying to get him to chase, and he wouldn't do it. The Orioles have got that pitch count up on David Price to 51, and we're not through 3 innings, only one down. 1-2. Chris Davis again will fight that one off. Single by Joseph, walk Joey Rickard, and then the hit batter Manny Machado, giving the Orioles the chance. And when you get him against David Price, you got to take advantage of him.
Yeah.
You're not assured you're going to get any more.
No, you really do. And Chris Davis has really looked good at the plate, actually all over the field, but he's done a nice job keeping that front shoulder in tight, and he's got to do that against Price, especially with 2 strikes.
1-2 delivery, gets it into center field for a base hit. That'll score Joseph. Rickard comes around, he'll score. Over to third base goes Machado, and the Orioles get a big hit from Chris Davis and make it a 1-run ball game and a 2 RBI single.
Wow, what an at bat right there by Chris Davis. You do what you can. You battle and battle, showing his patience, taking some borderline pitches, fouling off some tough ones. The changeup, though, up in the zone, gives him a chance, and looking to pull the hands in. He knows where the barrel is. It's just enough to get it over Pedroia's head. And take a look at Machado. Ball's in front of him, does not even hesitate, finding himself at third base. Orioles done a great job base running. Clutch hitting there from Davis.
So first and third, still only one away. And now Trumbo gets the chance. He was denied the base opportunity in the first inning. Bogarts throw him out. Fine play by Ramirez on a stretch at first to get the out. And the pitch will be inside for a ball. So the Orioles get to David Price here in the third inning. Orioles now picking up their third hit of the ball game. Trumbo outfield deep, straight away on him. Short lead at first for Davis, and a big cut. That's as big a cut as we've seen Mark take. He had one he wanted to drive right there.
Yeah, he's only had a couple where he's really come out of his shoes this year, pretty much staying within himself, picking up the base hits. Yeah, he was letting it fly there. Swihart setting up on the inside corner. Danger zone if you make a mistake on the plate because of how short Green Monster is.
1-1 delivery on the way. Trumbo gets it in the air, right center field. He got a lot of that one back near the bullpen. And goodbye home run. What a shot. That is 400 plus as Trumbo delivers the homer. Two come in ahead of him. And the Orioles take a 5-3 lead. Trumbo showing the power we've talked about. His second career home run against Price.
Wow. That was a rocket. You said it, deep to center field here. 420 straightaway center, and Trumbo hit a line drive and got into the stands.
So the Orioles jump on David Price here in the third inning, and Mark Trumbo, a 3 RBI long ball for the Orioles. That clears the bases. Here's Matt Wieters. Wieters will take it for a strike.
I'll take a look at Trumbo. We've seen a lot of singles this year. This fastball out over, and he gets extended, and this ball just takes off the bat. There's going to be some bruised hands out there in center field. Big time shot there to give the Orioles the lead.
For Mark, that's his first extra base hit. He had 9 singles prior to picking up the home run. And for John Smith, a Maryland lottery contestant, that's worth $500. Wieters, a strikeout victim, his first time up. And Matt will take that one down low. You know what it does for momentum and confidence when you're facing someone like Price to have this kind of an inning.
Oh yeah, it's incredible, and it really kind of stems back to the patience at the plate. You know, Caleb Joseph able to pick up that single, but the Rickard walk was huge, of course. Machado getting hit, and then you get to the heart of this lineup. I think Davis's at bats have been so crucial, not extending the strike zone, fouling off some tough pitches, getting that flare, and just behind him is Trumbo, and if not Trumbo, just behind him Wieters, and the list goes on and on. Danger all through this lineup. 103 miles an hour off the bat of Trumbo.
2-ball, 2-strike count on Matt Wieters, and he'll take it outside, and the count will go to 3-2. Price gave up 17 home runs in the course of the year and 32 starts last year. 13 of those hit by right-handers. And for Trumbo, he continues his onslaught against Price with a 360 plus average lifetime and 2 homers. 3-ball, 2-strike count. Price's delivery, and Wieters will swing through it. That will be strikeout number 5. 2 of them have come against Wieters, the DH for the O's today.
Wieters shaking the head. The cut fastball, 89 miles an hour. He's working over that outer third. Not the elevation he wanted, but still able to execute and get Wieters for the second out.
2 down. That'll bring up Hardy, grounded out. Pedroia made an unbelievable play against him to rob him of a base hit, and that is taken for a strike by JJ. So the Orioles sending their 8th man to the plate here in the third inning. This is what they have done offensively. Advantageous. A ball club that, however they get guys on, when they do, they get them around. They have left very few on base. this season, and that number does tell part of the story for their offense. That ball will go to short. Bogart's up, and we'll record the out. But a great inning for the Orioles. So the O's take the lead as they come up with a 5 spot here in the 3rd inning, and it was Trumbo with his first home run as an Oriole, and the O's lead it 5-3. Orioles baseball on Masson, brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. The achiever in Mark Trumbo. And the Orioles picked up, put a big bat in that lineup, batting cleanup. And the home run, his first extra base hit as an Oriole. And a big one for him. He was telling us after the game yesterday, in fact, how much he enjoys being out in the field. He'd be a DH, obviously, if that's what the club needed, but he wants to play and be out, and he is playing left and right.
Absolutely great athlete. He used to be out there running around.
So Gallardo's got something to work with here. 2-run lead as we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Xander Bogaerts, Ortiz, and Ramirez. Bogaerts picked up an RBI base hit. Red Sox got 3 runs on 4 hits in the 1st inning, and the pitch is taken inside for a ball. Orioles with that home run have hit 9. They have given up only 4 on the season. 2-0 delivery taken. It is in there for a strike.
And this could be a very important inning for Gallardo. It would mean so much, I think, to this Orioles offense if he could come away with a 0 here in the 3rd inning. Take a little bit of wind out of the sails.
Davis diving, has it. Going to go to the bag himself, touches the corner, makes a nice play, and Bogaerts is retired.
Davis has been doing it all defensively. Best I've ever seen him. I mean, great focus down there. Another diving play. And the wherewithal to just get up and take it himself instead of risking a flip from his knees. Beautiful play there, Chris Davis.
Bring up David Ortiz. Ortiz contributed. RBI base hit. His first time up. Orioles put the big shift on against him deep in the outfield. And the pitch will be taken down low for a ball. Trumbo's playing at side saddle and left, meaning he's facing the stands when the pitch comes in. He's looking 45-degree angle, so that if Ortiz pumps one down the line, which he does a lot, he'll have a half a step jump on the green monster, be able to figure out where it's going and how to play it.
Yeah, a little bit quicker going that way, but you know, a lot of times it's just a comfort factor. Wayne Kirby loves it when the outfielders are open a little bit. Certainly advantage now if he goes to that side down the left field line, but his best side is probably going to the gap, filling up the left center field gap. So you don't have to really open up extra that way. You have Rickard out there in center field that covers a lot of ground.
Ortiz stepped out. The pitch is in there for a strike. He did not get the timeout. Maybe last year, but So the count goes to 3-1. No argument. It was a late request. Pitch by Gallardo, shattered bat on the foul ball. Look at that one. Right down by the top hand. A portion of the bat heading out to the mound.
Don't typically see that, but I think because of the strength of Ortiz, and then of course where the ball hit on the bat, it just explodes in his hands. It surprised him as well. The bat head going flying out there, man.
So a 3-ball 2-strike count. With a new bat in hand. Gallardo's delivery to him in the air to right field. It'll back up. Reimold a little bit. Wind's going to blow it in and over, and he's got it. Ortiz is retired. There are 2 down. Text Masson's word of the day: fearless, to 29292 for your chance to win a meet and greet with Buck Showalter. That's fearless to 29292, brought to you by Care First. Live fearless with the name trusted for over 75 years. Care First, Blue Cross Blue Shield. Gallardo's got a chance to have that good inning. 2 down, nobody on. Ramirez coming up, sac fly, RBI in the first inning for Ramirez. He will back off on a pitch down and into him. Leader in the American League early in multi-hit games. He has picked up 4 so far in the season. Big year against the Orioles last year. He hit .342 against the O's. Taking all the way on that, Gallardo gets the non-swinging strike and a 1-ball 1-strike count.
Ramirez is a very dangerous hitter. Actually, the big numbers of the average, but also the 3 home runs. So he's always been dangerous offensively.
Gallardo working in a hurry here, and a towering pop-up in the infield behind second base. Ball blowing it out. Trumbo coming and can't get it. And down to second base goes Ramirez. That wind is a factor. It is blowing out towards center, maybe a little bit towards right, swirling around, and nobody got to that.
Yeah, real hard to get a read on these fly balls, but nobody can give up on them. Even the middle infielders, they've got to keep going back until they hear something. You see Joey way back there. Trumbo, nice job recognizing that it's going to be his ball, but can't come up with the play. Tough break there for the Orioles.
So that will keep the inning alive. There will be an error charged on that. It'll have to be to Trumbo, and give Shaw an at bat. Runner on at second base, Ramirez. Travis Shaw hit into a fielder's choice his first time up. The other error was a throwing error on a attempted base steal. So this one puts Ramirez down to second base. And that pitch is going to be taken down low. So Gallardo should be out of this inning. And a ball that was definitely catchable, wind or no wind.
Yeah, those extra opportunities certainly add up. And when you give a team like the Red Sox or any major league team extra chances, they typically take advantage of it. But of course, it means extra pitches for Gallardo.
So Gallardo will try and pick it up with a 2-ball 1-strike count on Shaw, and Holt waiting on deck. Hardy kind of behind the runner Ramirez, so his lead's fairly short. That ball put up in the air. Let's see if they get this one. About the same spot. This time record is there, and he's got it with the fans, of course, hollering out. So no runs, no hits, an error, and a base runner left on. We've completed 3. Of Orioles baseball brought to you by the RAV4 Hybrid. All-wheel drive and unexpected performance. Visit buyatoyota.com. Opener for the Red Sox at home, coming back 3-2. The Orioles have taken the 5-3 lead as we go to the fourth inning. For the Orioles 5-4-2. The Red Sox 3-5-0. And Jonathan Scope, the only not to hit in the third inning, leads it off here in the fourth. Reimold and Joseph against David Price. And the pitch taken down low for the ball. 66 pitches thrown by Price, and because of that last inning, the Sox will keep somewhat of an eye on that. He threw 103 pitches in the opening start that he made this year at Cleveland.
Yeah, and it's really important for the Orioles to try to keep the pressure on. Now, maybe not just putting runs on the board, but keep making him work. Let him get deeper in accounts. Try not to get those chases out of the zone. They showed the good patience last inning when they put that 5 spot up there. Kind of highlighted by that Joey Rickard walk.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Strikeout victim his first time up will take the pitch away. Two ball, 2 strike count. That one's outside. One of the things you battle here with the Red Sox is the difference between their home and road numbers, and it's true for the Orioles too. These two ball clubs offensively at home put up much better numbers last year than they did on the road. So both are trying to improve that. How about that? A leadoff walk.
Well,
let's take a look at the numbers. This is our Maryland Live Casino inside the numbers.
And no place like home. Last season, Orioles 47-31 at home and scoring over 5 runs per game. And all the numbers really good. Maybe not the team ERA. That's a little too high as well. But when the Orioles had success, winning the division back in 2014, they dominated on the road. They played so well, going 46-35. So really, that's what it takes. You want to make it to the promised land, the postseason, play better. Last year, very disappointing for this team with that 34-50 record.
And the Red Sox themselves, same problem. They were 35-46 on the road. 43-38 here at home. So a lead-off walk. See what the Orioles can do with it. Nolan Reimold, strikeout victim his first time up. Throw over. Jonathan Scope back to the bag. David Price really having to work here against the Orioles through the first 3 innings and an extra batter. Both watching the base runners. There were no stolen bases against him last year. Most runners don't even, most teams don't even try. The move he's got over to first base and a quick delivery to the plate. Fastball is at the knees for a strike to Reimold. Reimold 4 for 29 now, lifetime against Price with a home run. That wind has been kicking up right from the get-go and blowing out right now towards center field. It's blowing out one way or the other since we started the ball game.
Just have to make sure you get it high enough for it to go out.
Yeah. Foul tipped into the mitt, and a 1 ball 2 strike count. Since the press box was raised here at Fenway Park, you get more of a swirl than you used to. Even when the wind is coming in, this high press box, it tends to come in, hit the top, and head back out again towards right field. But today doesn't need any help from a high press box. It's blowing that way. 1-2 count. Scope on first base, kick and throw. 79-mile-an-hour pitch. He is going to miss, and the count 2-2.
I'll tell you what, David Price's fastball velocity is a little better than Gallardo's, but they're both working very similarly, changing their speeds, working in and out.
That ball's a chopper. It'll go to short. Bogart's there. Pedroia 1. Relay over to first. Not going to get it. Ball not hit hard enough with Reimold's speed. So he will reach on the fielder's choice. Scope retired at second.
Some boos after the slide. Jonathan Scope. Ball gets in on Bogarts, and Jonathan Scope sliding in there. Pedroia jumping up to avoid the slide, ends up landing on Jonathan Schoop, but Reimhold's speed able to beat that one out.
John Farrell turned in the dugout to his video people back underneath, but nothing there. Thing is, you have to do that now on every play. Second base.
Right.
You got to look if you're a manager. So one down. Now Reimold with good speed on at first. Caleb Joseph a base hit and a run scored in the big third inning. A lob toss over. That will get Reimold back. Price seems a little more concerned about runners early in this ball game than I've seen him in most games when he starts.
Yeah.
Usually he doesn't even bother to throw over. Just figures nobody's going to run against him, and he's usually right. One down. And that pitch will miss on the outside for a ball. Reimold, of course, has good speed. Injuries over the seasons with the Orioles have kind of prevented him from having an opportunity to show that speed in the times he's been with a big club. Did not have a stolen base last year. Picked up 5 at Norfolk. Just got fooled on that. And a 1-ball 1-strike count. 92 on the gun.
Yeah, Caleb a little in between on that swing. Not very committed there.
The mind was willing, but the body said, nah, maybe not. 1-1 delivery on the way. More committed on that one, but ends up in the mitt as he worked him a little further outside. And a 1-ball 2-strike count now on the Oriole catcher.
Painting that outside corner. You see Reimold's career stolen bases and attempts. Good percentage at 77%.
Outfield staying very deep on Caleb Joseph. And the pitch is right there to get him. So Price will pick up strikeout number 6. And there are 2 down. They're in the 4th inning.
Tough at bat there for Caleb Joseph in between on strike 1. But take a look at the pitch track, just working the spot just off the plate. He worked it with changeups. There, the 4-seam fastball that he has a natural cut to anyway. Able to get Caleb looking.
2 down. Joey Rickard already heavily involved. A double, a walk, a run scored. Throw over. Reimold back. If the Orioles want to run Reimold, obviously right now is the time. Got a leadoff batter at the plate. Very tough to get a leadoff. Price trying to figure out that move. And the pitch taken for a strike. He has that little kick that kind of freezes you, right?
Sure, but you know, off a pitcher like David Price, you just pick a pitch and you go first move as soon as you see that front foot go, because he isn't a hang guy to where he can recognize you going and then stop and readjust. You just have to try to time him up and go when you see that front foot step, get up.
0-2 the count. There are 2 down. The Orioles on top 5-3. 5-run 3-hit third inning. Took advantage of a walk, a hit batter. Davis 2 RBI single and the 3-run homer by Trumbo. Reaching will foul that one off. And the count will stay at 2 strikes on Joey Rickard. All of this new territory as an Oriole for their leadoff batter. But you certainly would never know it watching him play. Calm, composed, in charge, knows what he's after, what he wants to do. Lead extended now by Reimold, not going. Pitch taken away. Swihart takes a look down there but does not throw.
I think that's a good point that you made about Joey Rickard, because you think, okay, Rule 5 guy, he might try to do stuff to impress, but he never changed. He stayed consistent with his approach at the plate, out in the field. Never did anything differently. Everything was at a high level.
He waited on that, pumps it to right field. Pedroia back and makes the nice catch. So Rickard is retired. The Orioles no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. The O's are up 5-3. The 105th home opener at Fenway, pregame ceremonies, a grouping you may never see together again. David Ortiz was honored. They also brought out Ty Law from the Patriots, Bill Russell of the Boston Celtics great years, and on the right, Bobby Orr from the Boston Bruins. They all threw out first pitches. That's Bill right there, being helped out by David Ortiz and Ty Law. Great to see him. That's quite a combination.
Boy, the crowd appreciated that.
Yeah. And a strike taken. Gallardo with the 5-3 lead in the ball game, bottom half of the fourth inning. Brock Holt grounded out his first time up. He's 2 for 8 off Gallardo. That pitch will miss a little bit down low for a ball. Holt was bothered by a sore foot yesterday and did not play for the Red Sox, but right back out there in the ball game today.
Yeah, fouled the ball off his foot the day before. Sometimes that can get in the wrong spot, get a little swelling in there with all the little bones in your feet, and cause some serious pain.
You speak from experience.
I did that, yeah, way too many times.
2-1 delivery on the way, and he will foul that one back. So a 2-ball, 1-strike count on Holt. Swihart and then Bradley, the bottom third of the order, coming up against Gallardo. Here to start the season in the first week. Runs per game were up a little, about a quarter of a run per game increase from last year. The strikeouts were up a little bit, up 2%. Walks about the same. Everything else pretty much the same. A few more runs scored in the first week, though, on average. Games averaged 3 hours 5 minutes in the first week. Last year at the end, things were said and done, they averaged 3 hours. Inside, laid off it. Did he go? No. Manny Gonzalez, third base umpire, so both pitchers giving up leadoff walks here. Gather your family and celebrate Mother's Day weekend at Oriole Park, Saturday, May 7th. The Birds and the A's. That'll be at 7:05. First 10,000 female fans 18 and over get an Orioles canvas tote presented by MLB Network. Then on Mother's Day, the first 10,000 female fans 18 and over get the Orioles Infinity scarf. And after the game Sunday, May 8, all kids 14 and under get to run the bases. More info at Orioles.com. Pitch taken inside. Holt on at first base. Gallardo's had a walk and a strikeout so far in the ball game. Swihart flying out to left his first time up. Blake Swihart hitting a .182 early. Will take the pitch on the outside corner for a strike.
Gallardo continues to stick with his game plan, work the edges, try to capitalize on over-aggressive Red Sox hitters.
Seemingly they've talked about that since the first inning, Mike. They look like they're waiting a little longer here in these at-bats than they were to start the game.
Yeah, they were aggressive out of the chute and showing some patience here in the middle of the ball game. I mean, offenses make adjustments. They talk amongst themselves. And yeah, well, Holt's an exception. He's a very good hitter, very patient.
That ball up the middle is going to be eaten just under the glove of Scope. Over to third goes Holt. And the Red Sox cover the corners here in the fourth inning with nobody out. Swihart on. The seeing eye single. Jonathan almost had that knocked down.
Yeah, finding the hole up the middle. Jonathan Scope with the big body almost coming down with it. Brock Holt, not only can he hit, he could run. Nice job base running, getting over to third base there.
And that will bring up Jackie Bradley Jr. A strikeout victim his first time up. Machado will play just off the grass at third. First and third, nobody out. And the pitch is outside for a ball. Red Sox are 2 for 3 with runners in scoring position in the ballgame. Brock showed no signs of feet hurting on that trip around the base paths. 1-0 delivery, and that's fouled back. Big cut by Jackie Bradley Jr. Red Sox coming off a 3-0 loss to the Blue Jays yesterday, so they got rid of the offer in a hurry with the 3 runs on 4 hits in that first inning. Boston out hitting The Orioles right now 6-4, but the O's have the 2-run lead. 1-1 delivery. Taken up high. 2-ball, 1-strike count.
It's like a chess match with both pitchers, moving the ball around, trying to get hitters look in and soft away. It's not only Gallardo doing it, Price on the other side as well.
2-1 delivery to him. Gallardo having trouble again with that pitch staying up high. Bradley Jr. hit .309 last year in these situations for Boston. Brent Butterfield the signs down at third base. Swihart getting his lead at first. Holt off third. And the ball we put up in the air. It'll head over towards the seats. And it's a fair ball and a ground rule double. It stayed up in the air, bounced, and ended up in the seats. Holt will score. Swihart goes to third, and Bradley, on what looked like it was going to be a foul ball, ends up with an RBI two-bagger.
Yeah, Jackie Bradley Jr. didn't even move out of the box. Next thing you know, ball ends up about 5 feet fair down that left field line. Trumbo recognizing that, he gives chase. And unfortunately for the Orioles, it kicks up into the stands. He could have been running for a while.
Wow. So that's a big play and a tough break for Gallardo. Now there are 2 in scoring position, and Mookie Betts, who's had 2 singles, stands in a 5-4 Orioles lead. And the pitch will be up and in. Gallardo continues to pitch behind on hitters, which has not been a successful MO for him. He's one of those pitchers who needs first strikes.
Yeah, really important to get ahead for Gallardo. Fall behind, hitters can really make their box small.
Back and out of play. 1 ball, 1-strike count. So Mookie Betts with a big chance here for Boston. He too a good job in these situations last year. He hit .333. And he's got Swihart at third and Bradley at second base. There's still nobody out. The infield's back. Ground ball. They'll give up the run to get the out. The sun shining through now. Ground ball. That'll go to short. Hardy looks to third, and they're going to get the lead runner. He is out at third base. Bradley retired. Mookie Betts will get an RBI on the fielder's choice play, and this ball game is tied at 5-5.
Oh, nice play by J.J. Hardy. Not smart base running by Jackie Bradley Jr. Play right in front of Hardy. Strong throw to Machado. He was able to record that first out, and now double play in order.
A good heads up D. 5-5 game. Pedroia a single. He is flied out. Betts speed at first and a big lead. Gallardo sees that and makes the throw over. This is taking on all the trappings of a typical Fenway game with the Orioles and Red Sox. Lots of pitches, good deal of runs and hits. Pedroia will take it. Did he go? No.
Both teams similar in that sense, needing their rotation to step up a little bit. They want to have a successful season.
Pedroia hitting at .320. Ground ball to third. Manny Machado's got a backup, gets it. Jonathan Scope, there's one relay in the dirt. Great pick made by Davis. And the Orioles get a big double play to end the inning. The Red Sox will come up with a couple of runs. They do it on 2 hits. Nobody left on base. The fine D around the horn. 5 for Scope, 3 Davis. End of inning. 5-5. Manny Machado will be leading it off. And our Major League Notebook on the worth repeating page, words from Manny regarding the Orioles pitching, especially the starters. Keep going, keep going. They, meaning those pitchers, have a chip on their shoulders to go out there and prove everybody wrong. They are doing a great job. This is a team sport, and if they lock in, we lock in. Then the sky is the limit for us.
Oh yeah. Well, if everybody on this Orioles team contributes and stays focused, this is an incredibly talented bunch of guys. A nice combination of veteran leadership and youth, superstar youth.
Manny's up there, having been hit by a pitch his last time up and scored. He flied out to center field. 87th pitch coming from David Price, and the pitch is there for a strike. Ball game has gone back and forth. 3-0 lead Boston. Orioles got 5 in the third, 5 3-0s, 2 in the fourth for the Red Sox, tying it up. Price's delivery to him will be skimming along the plate, and the count will go to 2-1. Price is indeed mixing it up. All those pitches, the Orioles getting a look at him here in this game. 2-1 delivery on the way. Machado on the 83 out in front of it.
I don't think he's ever thrown the same pitch 2 times in a row. There, a little change up on the outside corner. Flipped the breaking ball up to Machado. Of course, fastball as well.
And he got that one. Base hit into center field. Over to get it Bradley. Manny will make a big turn, but Bradley will field it cleanly. The Orioles again get the leadoff man on base. Our PNC minor league report. PNC for the achiever in you.
Well, Christian Walker with the logjam at first base. He's had some chances to play out left field. 3 of 4 games, DHing in the other games, but off to a very good start. 6 for 15 with a long ball. 5 RBIs. Get that on base slugging percentage there, very high. Christian Walker, a couple monster years in the minor leagues, had himself a good spring training, and he is on the verge of helping the big club out.
Orioles now with 5 hits in the ball game. Here is Chris Davis, one of them. 2 RBI single, bases loaded in the 3rd inning. Big cut on Price. Struck out his first time up. Now the infield shift will be made with Shaw, the 3rd baseman, going from 3rd to 2nd. All the way is the middleman on the right side. You see every permutation combination possible in infield defenses in this day and age. I keep waiting for the manager is going to swap outfielders.
Yeah.
Move them from right to left.
Oh, it'll happen. Guaranteed. Yeah. And right now, I think they just want to keep Bogarts and Pedroia as a double play combination up the middle.
Chris Davis, 1 ball, 1 strike count. I remember Davey Johnson in 1986 in the playoffs against the Houston Astros. Ended up in a long 16-inning ball game, ran out of pitchers, or at least who he wanted to use. He had Jesse Ortiz, the left-hander, Jesse Orozco, I'm sorry, and a right-hander, Doug Sisk. But he didn't want to take either of them out of the game, so he just put one in right field, and depending on who was up. So he had the matchup, and he ran him back and forth between right field and the mound. It's the only time I've ever seen that.
That's awesome.
Won the ball game. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Kind of an awkward throw over to first base. It's about 5 we have seen Price make in this game on Oriole base runners.
Yeah, just kind of, hey, I'm thinking about you, okay? So don't be thinking about doing anything crazy over there. Just flipping it over, keeping the base runners honest.
Delivery on the way to Chris, and that'll be low. Bounce, and the runner goes. Heads up, base running, and going again if they let him. Nobody was covering third base because of that defensive alignment they had. So Bogarts finally realizing that, hustled over.
Yeah, heads up is key here. Manny Machado, great base running in yesterday's ball game. Scored on a pass ball that kicked away. Here, head up after a pickoff attempt. He was gone. This ball does not kick away from Swihart very far. Able to get in at second base, and then the wherewithal to put a little more pressure on the defense with it shifted and it turned on a gear, and everybody was panicking on the infield.
Now Davis gets the RBI chance. with a 2-ball 2-strike count. Nobody out. Manny Machado on at second base. Chris will take it, and it will be outside. Continuing to be impressed by these at-bats by the O's. A 3-ball 2-strike count. Pitch number 95 delivered right there by Price. The Orioles trying to get the lead back right away after the Sox tied it up in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Price just trying to get through 5 innings. 3-2. Bogart's right behind the runner at second. Davis fouls it off outside of first.
Keep working him. David Price 103 pitches in his first game as a Red Sox against Cleveland. Of course, this guy is a workhorse, but he's had some laborious innings. That 3rd inning when the Orioles put a 5 spot on him, struggled through 31 pitches there in that.
7th pitch of this at bat coming to Chris Davis. 3-2. Machado walking off the lead, and a swing and a miss. Great location on that one. 7 strikeouts for Price. 1 down.
Davis trying to get to it. Just enough movement here. Watch Chris pull the hands in. Try to get that bat head to the ball, but at the end, a little movement dipping underneath the barrel.
One down. Mark Trumbo, big blast, home run, 3rd inning. His first extra base hit as an Oriole. Grounded out. Could easily have been 2 for 2. Fine play made against him. Bogart's his first time up in a stretch by Ramirez at first. Runner at second base still. Reaches for it. Down the line. Ramirez going back. And that's fair territory. Machado tags, forcing the throw, which is what you want to do. Trumbo is retired. Ramirez getting a real nice hand. The crowd's recognizing here in Boston that this player, who they weren't so sure of last year, has come back ready to play and is really working to be a really good first baseman.
Oh yeah, and it won't take them long to really embrace him. A great player, of course, in his career, but just a horrific left fielder. Man, did he run into some trouble out there. Had some injuries as well. But they love to see him at first making the plays, and all reports coming out of spring training were that he settled in nicely over there.
So now looking for the 2-out RBI. Wieters has struck out twice. Orioles with Machado on at second base after getting the leadoff single. Wieters will take it for a strike. Orioles 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position so far today. Orioles, through yesterday's play, were hitting over 370 when there were 2 outs. 0-1, 2 down. Machado's going to get a big lead. Wieters, nice stop. Swihart going to go again. Took off immediately once it was bobbled, and Swihart couldn't find the handle on it.
Well, at second base, teams can do this way more than they show. Manny Machado can see the signs. He can see the angle of the pitch coming in, and he took off. But check it out. I mean, great timing by Machado. Another good secondary lead, something we've continued to talk about, something Buck Showalter focused on in spring training. And if there's any hesitation, probably go back. Nice job advancing there.
Swihart never got the glove turned around the right way on that wild pitch. Hit off the back of it. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery to Wieters. That'll be outside. Count goes to 2-1. So Matt with a chance for a 2-out RBI. 2 wild pitches, 1 hit batter, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts for Price.
He's had to work.
It's a lot of pitches when the ball's not even been put in play in all those situations. 2-1 delivery. Wieters will chop it down to third. That'll be foul. So Matt, a 2-ball 2-strike count. For Matt this season, he has picked up 4 hits. All of them have been hitting left-handed. Came in with only 1 at-bat from this side of the plate prior to today. Machado at third. Wieters trying to get him in 2-2. Price with the delivery to him. Hacks another one back.
Tough pitch there, staying closed. Nice job. To keep that front shoulder in. Price the ability all day here to move the ball in and out. And he's trying to a bunch of the righties with the backdoor cutter. You see the consistency there on the pitch track, working that outer edge.
2-2. Wieters will take it. And that'll be strikeout number 8. 3 of them against Matt. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a base runner left on. Ball game tied 5-5.
Highlights opening day at Fenway Park, and there have been some quality ABs, but none better than Chris Davis. Third pitch just on the outside edge, fighting off a tough one in the 4th, but there it is. Bases loaded, coming through with a big time hit. Clutch base hit from Chris Davis. Couple runs will score there as Rickard, part of that inning, with a walk, but Trumbo backs up the crusher with a crush ball of his own. Deep to right field. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
Ball girl, fine play down the third base line. Bogaerts, he has singled RBI, and he has grounded out. Full house on hand here for the opener at Fenway, and the Red Sox and Orioles meeting for one of 19 on the year. Breaking ball will be taken outside. Xander Bogaerts hitting at .250 on the year. He's had 3 hits now and 9 at bats lifetime against Gallardo, who's had a walk and 1 walk, 1 strikeout. And we'll take the pitch down low. He too piling up the pitches at 81 in the ball game. He wants to get through the 5th inning, so the Orioles might score a run or 2 and get a lead and hang on. He'd have a chance to be a winner. 5 innings in his first start. That one is foul. We haven't talked about the screen. The Red Sox here at Fenway Park have put the screen up to protect fans. It runs all the way down to each dugout. All the way down to the dugout for protection. And Mike and I were both commenting before the game, you can't even see it.
Yeah, they've done a really nice job with that. Of course, the fans are so close.
Slow roller cut off Machado in the dirt. Oh, yeah! Chris Davis playing that Gold Glove position as he comes up with one and somehow remains on the bag. John Farrell is out to argue and wants to hold it up to take a look at the video.
A nice play by Machado, cutting in front of Hardy, but maybe not getting a grip on the transfer. And Chris Davis once again coming up in a big way. Watch that back foot. It is anchored to the base. Did it stay anchored?
Wow.
I'll tell you what, everybody on this Orioles infield has given Chris Davis the thank you point. He has helped everybody out. Unbelievable start defensively, Chris Davis.
What a play. Manny Machado had to get over there. If that goes through and Hardy has to play it, you're not going to get the out. This would have been too long a throw with JJ going the wrong way. So Machado makes the nice cut, and Davis there to save his bacon. One down. There's David Ortiz, base hit, and he is flied out, which will be taken away for a ball. Good ball game. 5-5, fifth inning. That one is going to be in there for a strike. Gallardo with that 1-2 mark here at Fenway. ERA of 5.5 in the few games he's pitched here in this ballpark. Throttle back to 74 on that one. Ortiz took it. It misses. 2 ball 1 strike count.
And Gallardo, not the overpowering stuff he had 5 or 6 years ago, but certainly knows how to pitch and get the most out of his ability. I love watching him try to work his way through a game. It's like a chess game for him.
Good location, called strike. Ortiz staring down. 2-2. Matt Barnes in the bullpen for the Red Sox. The man behind him, I'm not sure. Yeah, the pitch is going to miss down low. So a 3 ball 2 strike count. Gallardo not getting Ortiz to go after these pitches outside the strike zone. Here's the full count delivery, and got him, and he didn't like it. Fielding Calverth, home plate umpire, exchanges a few words with Ortiz, who didn't like a couple of those called strikes. 2 Ks Gallardo.
Oh, wouldn't be a game without it, right? Argue balls and strikes. Great pitch, though. Yeah, it might be off the plate on the pitch track, but he was so consistent working that spot. He got rewarded for his execution there.
So there are 2 down here in the 5th inning. No clean inning yet for Gallardo. He should have had one in the 3rd, but an error kept it alive for 1 extra batter only. Hanley Ramirez sac fly RBI, and the error that allowed him to reach on a bloop single that fell in left center shallow. Error charged to Trumbo on a windblown fly ball. Shift on in the infield all the way around. Gallardo's delivery to him and a swing and a miss. Boy, that had some good slant down and away.
Great pitch. And every pitch looks the same coming out of his hand, and that's why he has that ability to keep hitters off balance and guessing. They have to wait and track the ball, and at the end it gets that nice movement. He's adding and subtracting very well, locating.
Hanley Ramirez, 1-1 delivery to him. Ramirez coming into the season a very high 296 career batting average at the major league level. 210 home runs. A lot of years with Florida, Dodgers, with Boston early, and now back. And the pitch will be outside. He leaned a little bit, but took it. 3 ball 1 strike count.
As a young player, Hanley Ramirez was one of their top prospects before they dealt him away.
Played in only 2 games with the Red Sox before being traded that first time around. Played in their minor league system for a few years. And another great pitch. Gallardo down and away. Ramirez was going to be struck out on strike 2. Decides, yeah, I'll come back and see if I can hit the next one. 3 ball 2 strike count.
Boy, Gallardo not giving in, filling it up again on the outside corner. Come up with a big pitch here.
2 down, nobody on. 3-2 delivery to him right off the end of the bat, and foul. Much warmer than a lot had thought it would be here today, including those of us in the booth. It was 58 degrees when we started. Not a bad day at all. Comfortable, overcast skies. Fans bundled up there. If you're in the wind, it's a little cool. 3-2. Long wait. Ramirez stays in and punches it outside of first. Davis coming over near the tarp, and no play. It's back into the first row.
You can see the wind kind of blowing in there off Chris Davis's jersey, and he had to take a couple different routes on that little fly ball. I think the wind inside behind home plate doing some swirling, keeping players on their toes.
So Ramirez battling here to keep it alive. You see on top here where we are in the press box, wind really ripping out there towards center, and Ramirez is gone. That was there. No question about that one. Gallardo picks up his third strikeout, 2 of them here in the 5th inning. Ball game remains tied 5-5. Orioles baseball on MASN brought to you by T-Mobile. Get Major League coverage. T-Mobile has doubled its 4G LTE in the last year. And by Navy Federal, proudly serving the armed forces and their families for over 80 years, federally insured by NCUA. Gary Thorne, Mike Bordick with you, but not David Price.
Orioles offense able to run David Price after 104 pitches in only 5 innings. 5 hits scattered through, but 5 earned runs. Of course, the Trumbo blast and the big Chris Davis knock with the bases loaded. And you see his comparison there, pretty similar to what he has done all season here in the first 2 games. You they go to the Red Sox bullpen. Matt Barnes in. Take a look at his pitch arsenal this season. Real good fastball, 93 to 96 with the heater, and has a power curve as well. He'll mix in a slider off that curve ball and a change to go with it. Pretty impressive this season to start. Last year, some inconsistencies. Made a couple spot starts, time in the bullpen and the minor leagues as well. He was relegated to that middle relief role.
25-year-old out of Connecticut, went to the University of Connecticut. J.J. Hardy has grounded out twice. Matt Barnes getting a victory against Toronto Friday night. Came on and worked an inning. Didn't give anything up and got a W. Pitch will be taken down low for a ball. First opening day roster for Barnes. He was with AAA Pawtucket last year and had 5 separate occasions in which he was moved up to the big club. 2-0 count. Tie ball game. Hardy scope Reimold. That one in the air. Center field going back at the monster. It'll take right off the top of it and hits Bradley and bounces away. Just missed a home run at the 379 mark, and Hardy will pick up a 2-bagger, and the Orioles again have the leadoff man on.
J.J. Hardy getting on that one. Second double of the season, just missing the home run. If you're going to hit it off the green monster, you don't want to hit it over there, J.J. More towards center field. Pull it down the line. You see the 379 mark and just off the top, and Jackie Bradley Jr. fortunately able to keep it in front of him. That ball bounces up over his head. J.J. Hardy be running for days.
thought that might have hit Bradley in the chops.
Yeah.
The way that came down, looked like it hit him right in the face. It didn't. So the Orioles leadoff man on now, 4 out of the 6 innings. Jonathan Schoop will walk on a strikeout. He's going to drill one. That one towards the monster as well. Hardy will score easily. Played off the wall. Holt, he'll make the throw to second, off the mark, and it is a double and an RBI for Schoop, and the Orioles are back on top 6-5. They get to Barnes in a hurry here in the 6th inning.
Yeah, not wasting any time. Back-to-back doubles, and Jonathan Schoop, he puts a big dent in the Green Monster. Loud noise off the tin. Nice play by Holt, but Jonathan Schoop hustling all the way, easily into second base.
So the Orioles regain the lead as they go up 6-5. Nobody out. 4 pitches thrown, 2 doubles. Here's Nolan Reimold. And Reimold, a bouncer. Swihart able to stop that one. For Jonathan Schoop, that's RBI number 5 on the year. Trumbo with the home run has 3 in this ball game. Those are the first 3 he's picked up this season. Again, the Orioles getting help up and down the lineup. Reimold has struck out into a fielder's choice. Pretty good lead for Schoop. Orioles get their left-hander long man T.J. McFarland up in the bullpen. Only Matt Wieters has not been on base one way or the other in this ball game in the Orioles lineup. Again, everybody contributing. Fouled straight back. Reimold trying to jump on that one.
And a great balance, consistency here in the early going with the Orioles offense. Nobody's really trying to do more than they're capable of. Very consistent here within their own strike zone. Not trying to reach out and do too much, trusting their teammates who's behind them.
Reimold has seen Barnes only once, 0 for 1. And goes after high heat, up and in a little bit. 2 ball, 2 strike count. So David Price's non-decision in this start against the Orioles, as they really made him work in this ball game. Gets through only 5 innings, and now it's up to the bullpen. Gallardo's the pitcher of record with a chance to win for the Orioles, having worked 5. May still be in there, although it doesn't look like it with McFarland warming up.
It hasn't been easy really to get through this Red Sox lineup for Gallardo, and Buck Showalter certainly recognizing the stressful innings and the amount of attention you have to pay to every pitch.
Orioles 3 for 9 with runners in scoring position for Buck's ball club today. A lot of chances. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Reimold takes, and that'll miss. So the count goes full, 3-2. Barnes trying to get that first out here in this appearance. Joseph on deck. Long look back, 3-2 delivery. Reimold will swing and miss on it. Barnes does get his first out, a strikeout.
Wow, that was a pretty nasty pitch. He's rushing 96 miles an hour up there, and this is a changeup, 3-2 count, and it's a 2-seam changeup. Incredible running action there, and pulling the string about 8 or 9 miles an hour slower than his fastball.
Caleb Joseph, the Oriole catcher today, a base hit, a run scored, and he has struck out. Joseph 0 for 2 off Barnes. Big lead at second, and the pitch taken for a strike. Caleb trying to get a run in, pick up another RBI. Barnes, 6th game against the Orioles, has an 0-1 record, no saves, no save chances. Pedroia backs off second base in his coverage. 0-1 delivery, and that one's down the line, left field. Holt over, diving, and makes the catch. Got a chance for 2, and they double it up. Jonathan Scope was all the way down to third base. Not good. That is a double play. The Orioles will pick up a run on 2 hits, no errors. Nobody left on base, and the Orioles go back on top. That's Holt. The Scope nowhere to be seen. Doubled up.
Gallardo in line for his 2nd win of the season in as many starts. Beautiful cut fastball there. Here inducing the double play to Pedroia. Coming up with a big pitch when he needs to. Tough lineup to get through. His backdoor cutter there. How about the 2-seamer to get Ramirez on the 3-2 count? Pretty impressive job here by Yovani Gallardo. 5 strong innings pitched. Really mixing it up. And you see the breaking ball today 81% of the time. So the ability to change speeds and mix location, that's the success there. Now it's time for the Jiffy Lube pitching change, brought to you by Jiffy Lube, who'd like to pitch you a change. Regular oil changes are proven to keep your car on the road longer. Drive in today. Well, TJ McFarland in after a very successful first outing. And this is his pitch arsenal. The fastball 64% of the time. Great 2-seamer. He can roll some ground balls now. The breaking ball, the slider, and a good 2-seam change as well. 3 strong innings in his first outing as an Oriole this season. And he was dominant. The opponent hitting only 100 off him. But there's the ground ball percentage. 78% of his outs recorded on the ground. That's when he's at his best.
So McFarland will try and protect it. Gallardo, the pitcher of record. Left-hander will work to Travis Shaw, Holt, and Swihart here in the 5th inning. Shaw is flied out and hit into a fielder's choice. McFarland already the workhorse early on in the season. He has been the past couple of years for the Orioles. Pitch down low. I was looking 80% of any pitch for a starter in a game is a tremendously high number.
Yeah.
Even for a fastball pitcher to have 80% of his pitches.
Yeah, really.
But 80 for a changeup? Ball's popped up in the air to first base. High sky, little glare. Davis protecting and makes the catch.
There's that swirling wind on the infield.
Well, the youngsters get to run the bases this season every Sunday home game. So get on out to the ballpark, make it a family day, and after the ball game, the youngsters get the run on Sunday. Next Sunday home game, May 1. Orioles take on the White Sox. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. I was looking at Gallardo last year on changeups, threw only 5% changeups. And even if you had the curveball in, it's only 16%. So you got a dramatic change in style, don't you?
Well, I think what happens is he might not be throwing, all breaking balls like that. I think he has the ability to manipulate his fastball and add and subtract on that, and he gets the great movement. And sometimes that cutter might appear to be a breaking ball, and even that 2-seam fastball might appear to be a changeup. So he just has a great feel for the baseball and understands what he needs to do to have success.
Whatever works. A 2-0 count on Brock Holt. And McFarland will get that one in for a strike. Orioles on top 6-5, bottom half of the 6th inning. Holt, a .312 hitter against left-handers last year. It's 40 points higher than he had against righties. He will take that pitch outside, and you can see one of the reasons why, even on that pitch, he does not back away.
Yeah, he's not afraid at all. He keeps the front side in there as long as any hitter, and we've seen him over the past few years, just the ability to use the whole field.
And he will draw a free pass. He did that in the 4th inning, and he scored. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Baltimore Orioles and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Baltimore Orioles. So now McFarland will take a look over to first with Holt on. Swihart a base hit, run scored, and he is flied out, hitting at .250 in the early season. And that pitch is a strike of the knees on the outside corner. Swihart .225 off the lefties last year, way below his numbers off right-handers. So go figure.
I like T.J. McFarland's velocity really climbed in spring training. Last fastball 92 miles an hour.
That ball to the middle is going to be a base hit. Holt taking off will make the big turn, go to third. Here comes the throw all the way through. It's close. And give me a call. Did he drop it? Safe. Long wait down there as Manny Gonzalez tried to find the baseball, the third base umpire, and understandably so, with a big pile up there and a close play.
Yeah, Rickard really closed the distance here. He could see Holt flying around second base. Real strong throw there. But there you see the ball laying underneath Holt, and Machado, as it just kicks away, might have caught the backside of Brock Holt. A little bit of a collision. You see Swihart on the backside. He was thinking about maybe going to second base, but he couldn't pick up the ball either.
Boy, the Orioles were lucky right there. The ball did not go through. It bounced back.
Yeah.
I don't know where did this hit. Oh, it hit him right on the back.
Yeah, the helmet there, and there you see it resting by the right leg.
Now Bradley first and third, one out. Trying to bunt, no squeeze. Machado charging in. Orioles on top by 1. Red Sox threatening. They have out hit the Orioles 8-7. Bradley has doubled, picked up an RBI, and has struck out. Holt at third, Swihart at first. Machado on the grass at third. Bunting. Ooh, tried to butcher boy that one. The swing off the bunt, if you will, just trying to put it in play and get the runner in. Now Holt was not coming from third base, so no suicide of any kind there.
Oh, pretty interesting. Really, I don't know about that play.
I don't either.
I know what he, the butcher boy, like you said, but geez, how about this situation, trying something like that?
0-2 the count. McFarland. Ground ball, got a chance for 2, but Bradley's very fast. There's one, relay to first, won't be in time. So the ball game's tied up again as Holt will score. Fielder's choice, second RBI of the game picked up by Bradley.
Well, Bradley wanted to utilize his speed one way or another, and here not a hard hit ground ball, and Jonathan Scope tries to close the distance, and J.J. Hardy just cuts it loose. As hard as you're going to see him make that turn. Bradley's speed able to let that run across the plate.
So that will be it for T.J. McFarland, top of the order. Mookie Betts is coming up. Buck Showalter out. Orioles go to the pen. Gibbons coming on.
Good fastball, uses it 67% of the time, mid-90s with that heater, and then the sweeping slider 33% of the time. Roughed up a little starting the season. He's been in 3 games, but his last outing against Tampa Bay, very solid. Pitched an inning, had a walk and a couple Ks. All these numbers will definitely come down as the season progresses.
Runner at first base, quick toss. Bradley, who can run, the base runner. Betts, who can run at the plate. Mookie Betts, 2 singles, a run scored, and an RBI in that leadoff spot. Givens has worked only 2 games against Boston ever. 2 2/3 innings, no runs, 1 hit. 2 down, tie game. And you got to believe Bradley certainly is thinking about running. Try and get the potential go-ahead run down to second base with a leadoff batter at the plate.
Yeah, they're gonna. Red Sox are definitely utilize their speed this season as another offensive weapon.
Inside corner strike taken by Betts. A grind 'em out ball game. A long way to go. Bottom of the 6th inning.
Consistent there.
Givens aware of his speed, obviously, making the throwovers. Coming from the bench, Caleb Joseph looks over, gets the signs, whether or not they want Givens to throw over, hold, step off. Runner not going. That one will be foul back. So Givens comes in, throwing some strikes, and gets ahead of him 0-2.
Real aggressive with the heater. As this at bat prolongs, Bradley Jr. will probably take a chance here. Betts falling behind 0-2. Look for Jackie Bradley to get on his horse and start moving.
0-2 delivery, pitch out. Orioles thought he was going to go as well. He does not. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count. And the cat and mouse game going on. Pitcher, base runner. Givens at bend in the set. Runner goes all the way to the backstop. Diving in. So Bradley didn't have to worry about that one.
Well, Michael Givens saw the flinch, and then he tried to rush, and yeah, he rushed it right to the backstop there. Fortunately, Bradley Jr. didn't look back in. The head first slide, so he stayed at second base. But if his head was up, he may have ended up on third.
You get a stolen base for that, and I've never quite understood the reasoning behind the rules. On a pitch, it's definitely a wild pitch. Why would you get a stolen base?
Well, he was going, so
yeah.
I think they just assume, you know.
That's what they do. So he's got one, and he's in scoring position. Foul back, 2-ball, 2-strike count on Mookie Betts. Bradley gets the stolen base. Now Givens needs to get an out here and keep that runner at second. Any kind of a base hit here, and Bradley will be around to score. 2-2. And got him. Givens goes up, uses the heat, gets the strikeout. But a walk to Holt and a run in on 1 hit with 1 left on. Our Honda do-ups, top of the order. Rickard, Machado, and Davis. Bring in the lumber. The Orioles did. 5 runs, 3 hits in that 3rd inning. Caleb Joseph participating with the base hit. Chris Davis bases loaded single. And Trumbo, the big blast as he hit the 3-run homer. The Orioles kept it up and built the lead. Yellowwood bring in the lumber. That lead now gone. Ball game tied at 6-6.
Yunichi Tazawa now into the ball game. Take a look at his pitch arsenal last season. The fastball 38% of the time. That breaking ball, slider, curve kind of mix this year, and the change, the nasty split finger. You see the equal usage by all 3 pitches. 3 games this season, 3.86 earned run average. He has been a dominant part of this Red Sox bullpen. Typically the setup man for O'Hara, but now they have Greg Kimbrell as the closer, so he's going to be the 7th inning man this year, and here he is.
So Tazawa will go to work in a 6-6 game. This ball game now in the hands of the bullpen. Rickert will lead it off for the Orioles. Tazawa's pitching their first strike. Holt has moved from left field to 3rd base. Brock Holt and Chris Young has come in the ball game to play in left. So Travis Shaw out of the lineup. Started at 3rd. Tazawa's delivery on the way, and Rickert will take that one outside. Rickert with a double. First time up, drew a walk in the 3rd and scored, popped out. He's got a 6-game hit streak. The Orioles have issued only 2 walks in the game, both to Brock Holt, and both times he has scored. Once in the 4th and once in the 6th. That'll be fouled off. Oriole RBIs. Davis has got a couple. Trumbo's got 3 in the home run. Scope picked up the RBI double in the 6th inning. Red Sox got 3 in the 1st. Bogarts, Ortiz, and Ramirez all had RBIs, and then Bradley has picked up 2 more since in the 4th and 6th. Tazawa with the 1-2 and a swing and a miss. Rickert had one going away on that one.
Now one of the best split fingers in the game right here. Throws it hard. The tumbling action, just dive bomb at the end. He can locate it very well. Actually, that might have been a breaking ball, huh? That looked more like a curve to you?
It moved.
Anyway, had a nice downward action. He's primarily fastball split.
Here is Manny Machado. Manny hit by a pitch in the 3rd, scored. He is singled and flied out. Yunichi Tazawa has appeared against the Orioles 28 times now in his career. That's going to be a base hit under the reach of Pedroia, going the other way. So Machado, another multi-hit game, picks up the single with 1 down. The day after the Orioles win and score 5 or more runs, get 50% off regular menu price online orders at papajohns.com with promo code Orioles5. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. Orioles are halfway there for your pizza. They've got the 5 runs. Now they got to get the win.
Yeah, staying consistent offensively. They've had some opportunities in this ball game, and showing the quality and the characteristics that winning offenses have.
Chris Davis, bases loaded, single, 3rd inning, and he would score. He has struck out twice. Tazawa, runner at first, big lead, decent lead by Machado. Davis on the swing and a miss. Chris has gone 1 for 10 off Tazawa, a home run. Shift is on again.
See the shadows working themselves out into the infield. Tazawa's nasty enough. Doesn't need any help by the shadows there.
That's really tough with that sunlight on the mound. Tazawa has got a 3-1 mark against the Orioles. 25 innings, 5 runs, 19 hits. And I'm not sure he saw that one either. 1-2. That was kind of like swing and hope.
Yeah, a big arm, 95-mile-an-hour fastball right there. And he has been a monster. Of course, last year, though, he was tested a little bit. When Koji went down with the injury, he slid into the spot. He did not have success at all. Not the success that they had anticipated. Kind of led to a rough second half.
That one gets away and headed to second base. Machado will turn. Think about third. Well, not sure what that was, and neither is Swihart. But in any event, the Orioles get a break on it and get a runner down to second base. Crossed up on that?
Well, I think just wanted the high fastball, and Swihart couldn't come down with it. Just well up and out of the zone. He was lucky he even got a glove on it. He's had trouble catching balls clean. A couple clanks today. That one getting away, and Machado in scoring position.
That's what the Orioles can do with it. Davis gets another RBI chance. Zawa looking. Runner starts, stops. Davis swings and misses. Pitch down, gets him. Strikeout number 2 in the inning for Tazawa.
Yeah, Manny probably didn't want to do that. 2 strikes, the shadows. Manny probably saw the split finger grip, so he might have been thinking about stealing a base. But that extra movement certainly doesn't help a hitter when he's behind in the count.
So the Orioles now 3 for 11. With runners 3 for 12 now with runners in scoring position. Get another chance here to get the lead. Trumbo, home run, 3rd inning, 3 RBIs off it. He has popped out, grounded out. And Tazawa trying to get out of the 7th inning, leaving Machado on at second base. Right-hander's pitch. That's going to go to left field, and it'll stay up. Chris Young, who just came on, makes the catch. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. 7th inning stretch time, Fenway Park, 6-6. Park, opening day for the Red Sox at home. 6-6 is the score. And this has been a grinded out game, Mike, for the first of 19 the Orioles will play against this Red Sox club.
Well, nobody said it was going to be easy. You know, the Red Sox came in as the highly touted team that's going to walk away with the East, even though everybody's going to be so close. A lot of prognosticators think the Red Sox will be on top. Well, it's going to be a battle, especially when you're going after their #1, David Price. But the Orioles offense found a way. Gallardo competed. They're in this ball game, but it's going to be a test. The back end of the bullpens are going to be tested for sure.
And this is where the Orioles had have done so well previously last year. That back end of the bullpen got it done for them. If they get a lead, they generally are strong enough to maintain it. Red Sox also look as though they'll be pretty strong on that bullpen, both in the middle and the back part of it.
Oh, they have some strong arms, that's for sure, and they have some depth, I think, defensively, offensively as well. We've seen them look at their younger players here, and they're all kind of stepping up. They're counting on their young players, but they have some power arms down there in the bullpen. Of course, lined up here 7, 8, and 9, Tazawa and O'Hara, and then Kimbrel on the back end. Pretty good 1, 2, 3 punch.
Michael Givens is the third pitcher used by the Orioles. Gallardo the starter. 5 runs, 7 hits over 5 innings with a walk and 3 strikeouts. McFarland worked 2/3 of an inning, 1 run on 1 hit and 1 walk. And Givens got the final out in the 6th. Here is Dustin Pedroia to lead it off. Bottom half of the 7th inning. Pedroia base hit in the 1st and scored 1 for 3 in the ball game. 5-game hit streak. Hitting a .308 on the year. Givens delivery to him. Will be taken inside for a ball. Day game today in Detroit, where the Pirates came away with a 7-4 win. Interleague play, of course, somewhere every day. That is in there for a strike at the knees again. Pedroia looking back a little bit, and the count goes to 1-1.
Good pitch. Slider located well at the bottom of the strike zone. Pedroia, I think when you have veterans, much like the Orioles have players like J.J. Hardy and so many young infielders, that Pedroia is the guy they look to, and that's why he is considered the team captain. Great leader on the field, high energy guy that's been through so much of the success the Red Sox have had. They're not afraid to bring younger players in. Just like J.J. Hardy at shortstop with the Orioles, not put Machado and Scope behind him. They're only going to make them better.
Givens will miss outside with it. Moves the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. 25-year-old out of Tampa, Florida. Made 3 separate appearances with the Orioles last year. And reaching to protect. Pedroia able to foul that one away. Holds the count at 2-2. He had to climb a little ladder literally on that one to get to it, but he wasn't going to get struck out on a pitch he was concerned with. So, somehow fouled it back. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Pedroia, Bogarts, Ortiz due up. Givens pitch foul tipped into the mitt and held on to. And Givens will get the strikeout. He has struck out both batters faced.
Got him chasing at the top of the strike zone the pitch before. Caleb wants it down and away, but why not attack the top again? Givens wins this battle. Big first out here to get Pedroia.
Xander Bogaerts coming up. Bogaerts hitting 3rd. RBI single, 1 for 3. Off the fist. Fouls that one back and hard. Bogaerts, their shortstop, last year voted the MVP on the Red Sox by the Boston chapter of the Baseball Writers of America, named after former owner Thomas A. Yawkey. And will foul that one back as well, not getting around on the fastball. And an 0-2 count. So Givens gets ahead again.
Bogaerts fits in with the young superstar status, really handles himself well.
Givens again gets a K.
But very tough to handle the high fastball from Michael Givens, not only from that sidearm slot, but it's like the Darren O'Day, the rise effect there, taking off with great velocity. And he's just trying to stay short, put the bat on the ball, but the ball is by it.
And here's David Ortiz, base hit RBI first inning, 1 for 3. Givens coming into the year only had 22 games at the major league level, but in 30 innings it struck out 38. Ortiz 1-0 count.
Called up from Double-A to the big leagues, and it just kind of shows Double-A is one of those leagues. If you dominate that league, the major league staff willing to take a chance on you. And of course, trusting the coaches and their evaluation down there. Now, he was under the tutelage of Alan Mills in Double-A Bowie when he got the call. And Buck Showalter was on the horn with Alan Mills and of course Gary Kendall, the manager there. They said, hey, this guy is ready to go, and he did not disappoint. He had a sensational time in his opportunity last year.
3-0 delivery on the way. Ortiz will take it for a strike. Was ready to get down with a walk. He's had disagreements with field and cover at the home plate umpire in a couple of at-bats in the game. This is, of course, a converted shortstop. Givens started at shortstop in his pro career, changed over in 2013. 3 ball, 1 strike count, 2 down. Ortiz will be ripping if he gets one. He tried to and fights it off. So Givens comes back on him with a 3 ball, 2 strike count. Packed house here at Fenway on this opening day. Weather holding up very nicely. A lot of blue sky. Lights are on, but we've got sunshine. Started out at 58 degrees. Mostly cloudy skies. Ortiz does go after one, driving it to the monster. Trumbo going back. He'll play it off the wall, or tried to. It gets by him. Backed up by Rickert. Double for David Ortiz.
You don't know if it would have made any difference because the ball kind of in left center field, but Trouble's out there playing the green monster. Ball getting by Trumbo, even Rickert here. So you know Wayne Kirby will be out working with all the outfielders that'll be playing this wall. A different base runner could have been a different outcome there. Ortiz not the best speed, but still on second base.
So Ramirez, with the ball game tied, Boston now out hitting the Orioles 9-8. Ramirez to be followed by Young with first base open. They're going to give the intentional pass to Ramirez, who started the season off hitting at 417. Oops. That might have been a little too close.
Yeah. I'm sure you get it out there.
Sometimes on that monster, generally the left fielder will kind of go back and see if he's got a play or play for one that falls straight down. The center fielder will come back towards the infield, ready to play the long carom,
right, rather
than the two of them kind of getting together out there.
Exactly.
And the shortstop even joins in sometimes with going out.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, there's an art to playing the green monster. It's not as easy as it looks. To be able to play the caroms, and if it actually hits off the scoreboard part, it could take off in different directions, and there is a ladder on the green monster that it can get tangled up in too. So you have to be prepared. You have to get your reps off that wall. And short day today with opening day here at Fenway Park, and I was talking to Kirby earlier and just how he's going to handle the outfield if Jones isn't going to play. So you see the mix of Trumbo, who's been starting in right field, and now Reinhold slides over to right, Trumbo in left, because it's just so hard. You pick your poison. What do you want? You want somebody in right field where it's probably the toughest right field in baseball, or somebody that can handle that green monster? And it's a test for everybody. I guarantee you tomorrow Wayne Kirby will be out there peppering balls off the green monster.
Well, this is going to be the first at bat, with Young coming up. The second at bat for him. Chris Young popped out first time up. Big opportunity here, and the pitch is taken for a strike. Well, the Orioles, Dylan Bundy in the bullpen. Runners on at first and second base. Double by Ortiz. Intentional pass to Ramirez. And now Chris Young. And he'll take the pitch outside for a ball. Lead has seesawed back and forth in this game. Papers flying around the mound, so Givens backs off. Young after his first RBI. He too waiting for the hot dog wrapper to float into foul territory. It's not doing it. Timeout asked for. Ramirez going to do a little work there. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Ortiz off second. Great pitch. 80 him up inside at 96 miles an hour. 1-2.
Boy, that is a tough pitch to get to. You might see it well out of the hand of Givens, but it just explodes with great velocity up and in.
Young's got to protect now. 1-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be up high, way up. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Givens ready, the 2-2 delivery, and he gets that one in and by him. Ratcheted it up to 97 miles an hour on that one for the strikeout. He strikes the side out. 2 left on base. He remains 6-6. By Coons.com, over 2 million vehicles sold and counting.
That's powerhouse offenses here, leading in runs scored in the American League. Yankees lead the way. Red Sox gotten off to a nice start, putting a lot of runs across the plate. First 4 games, they were over 6 runs a game. Slowed down a little bit here, putting more on the board. They're the Orioles as well, and wouldn't you know it, 4 of the top teams from the American League East. So you got to be a thumper and a bopper if you want to produce here in the East. Well, they have started the right way, and the Orioles hoping they can add a couple more to it. Koji Uehara into the ball game now. Lost a little on his fastball, but still possesses a deceptive release, good arm speed, and he throws that invisible where he has a lot of rotation on his fastball, and it kind of climbs through the strike zone at the end. But the split finger change, certainly the best pitch that he features. 3 games this season, even after not many opportunities in spring training.
That ball popped up back to the seats, and it will be out of play behind the dugout. Matt Wieters turns around the left side. He has struck out 3 times in the ball game. Wieters to be followed by Hardy and Scope, top of the 8th inning. The former Oriole Koji Uehara, who was signed by the O's as an international free agent and did some outstanding work for the Orioles out of the bullpen. He has also done some outstanding work against the Orioles out of the bullpen. He signed back in 2009 with the O's, and then signed by the Red Sox as a free agent in 2012. And against the Orioles, he owns a 3-1 record, a 2-2 record, sorry. And he is 5 out of 6 in saves. Gets that one inside on the hands, 1-2.
That's about as hard as you're going to see him throw right there, 88 miles an hour. But still, that high spin rate on the fastball. Looks like Steve Johnson. Of course, a lot of Orioles remember him.
Matt Wieters trying to get down the third baseline with that. Strikes out.
Well, Matt Wieters showed bunt a couple times in spring training, and he thinks he can pull the wool over the eyes here, but unfortunately picks the wrong pitch. He doesn't want to have to deal with the split finger, the big shift on, and chases the bunt up and out of the zone.
Hardy a double leading off the 6th inning. Would score the 6th run. He is 1 for 3 in the ballgame. Tazawa worked an inning. He gave up 1 hit, had 2 strikeouts, 1 wild pitch. Barnes worked an inning, a run, 2 hits, 1 strikeout. David Price, the Red Sox starter, chased after 5 runs, 5 hits. He did have 8 strikeouts in the ball game and a couple of walks. Brad Brock throwing, chased and tagged. There are 2 down. Jonathan Scope coming up. Our Alexis of Towson drive of the game.
Well, Jonathan Scope has been swinging a mean bat here, putting a big dent in the green monster, and also an RBI on the end. The head first slide into second base. Nice job by Scope.
Drive of the game brought to you by Lexus of Towson, the area's #1 luxury dealer. Come see why at lexusoftowson.com. He goes after 1 down and away. 0 for 4 lifetime against Koji Uehara. 2 down. We're in the 8th inning. Tie ball game at 6. Each team has had the lead in the game. That one lifted in the air to left field on the warning track. Gillen will haul it in. 1-2-3 inning for Koji. Orioles now. We go to the bottom of the 8th, bottom part of the order coming up for Boston. Mike Wright takes the mound against Clay Buchholz. Our coverage on MASN will begin at 6:30 with O's Extra, presented by Jeep, followed by game coverage at 7. All the access you need right here on MASN.
I'll finally get a look at Mike Wright. He's been bumped out of his first 2 starts last year. Mixed success, started great, and then really kind of hit the skid at the second half of the season. Some injuries set him back a little bit. Clay Buchholz, he's looking to bounce back as well. He has not been able to get back on track for a couple years. Big earned run average, 11.25 to start this season. Look at Michael Wright.
Rained out. Game 1. Rain scheduled for tomorrow. Here's Brad Brock.
Yeah, Brad Brock's pitch arsenal this season. He's been on his game. 64% fastballs. Of course, a sweeping slider, turbo change. 4 games, 4 1/3 innings worked. Nothing on the board.
Holt has been a nemesis today with 2 walks in his last 2 at-bats, and he scored both times. He also grounded out. That came in the first inning. Holt, Swihart, and Bradley in at third base. Manny Machado. Ball game tied in the bottom of the 8th inning. And again, we'll take that pitch outside. Great presence on that strike zone. He just does not chase.
Yeah, really good idea of his own strike zone and has a short swing to go with it.
Brad Brock with that wind blowing through decides I better step off. Six, 8-2 for the Orioles, 6-9-0 for the Red Sox. And that one is going to be there for a strike. Holt has gone 1 for 4 off Brock. Came into the ball game against the Orioles with that .330 career batting average against the O's. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Machado stays in at third base, goes to first. Davis right there. And there's one away. Let's take a look at our Major League Notebook on this date in baseball history. 1907, shin guards became a part of Major League Baseball. Roger Bresnahan wore shin guards for the first time in any Major League game. Did it for the New York Giants. And in 2002, the Orioles, big day against Tampa Bay, 15-6 the final score. Franchise high 12 runs in the 6th inning. They also collected a club high 11 hits and 16 at bats during that inning. I'd like to repeat that here in the 9th inning of this ball game.
Yeah. Hey, do you think the guy that first used the shin guards took a lot of scrutiny and, you know, from guys, call him a baby and stuff?
Oh yeah. Doesn't that always happen?
Right.
Any piece of equipment seemingly introduced into any sport, person who does that, as rational as it is, first guy who ever wore a mask in hockey.
Yeah.
Of course, they took all kinds of garbage.
Right.
How dare you?
Disgracing the sport.
Yeah, disgracing the sport.
How about my
putting
face?
something on your face? 0-2 delivery on the way, and he had to go get that one up in the air to left field. Trumbo drifting, makes the catch. And again, not having played out there before, not quite sure where the wall was. Jumped when he didn't have to, but he got it.
Yeah, you can tell the monster putting the fear in some players here. Trumbo getting back, kind of drifting, and then starts feeling for the wall. It's got to be somewhere, but still plenty of room to make the play.
Adam Jones talking with Wayne Kirby. Adam out again, has missed 4 now. That muscle problem around the rib cage. 2 down. Here's Jackie Bradley Jr. He will foul that one back. So Brad Brock looking to have a quick inning. We're in the bottom half of the 8th. Bradley 0 for 3 off the Orioles right-hander. There's the closer, Greg Kimbrell. Wind has turned a little bit, blowing more in now. Brock gets him on an 86 to swing and miss. The count goes to 0-2.
Nasty change there, backing up 95-mile-an-hour fastball with the 86-mile-an-hour turbo change to get ahead.
Red Sox with 3 in the first. Orioles 5 in the third, took the lead. Ball put up in the air, shallow right. Wind makes everything interesting. Convergence caught as Rickert comes on in center field and makes the basket catch. A 1-2-3 inning. Brad Brock, we go to the 9th in a tie ball game. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by American Standard Heating and Air, it's their all-star sales event with up to $1,100 in instant rebates or 0% APR for 36 months. Back here at Fenway, ball game tied, 9th inning.
And the Red Sox are going to go to their closer, newly acquired Craig Kimbrel, one of the best in the business this season. His pitch arsenal, the fastball 66% of the time, and it is an explosive one. 94-99 with the heater, the breaking ball, the power curve 34% of the time. In a couple games, nothing on the board for an earned run. Successfully completed his save opportunity. This guy is a big-time power pitcher. His strikeout rate of over 14 Ks per 9 innings, one of the major league's best, only behind Chapman, who is now in waiting with the Yankees.
So the Orioles bat in the ninth, trying to get the lead, and Ryan Flaherty is going to pinch hit. Flaherty hitting for Reimold. Nolan had a couple of strikeouts on a fielder's choice. Kimbrel's pitch to him, a shattered bat down to first base, fair ball. Ramirez plays it to the bag, one pitch and one out. Experience Oriole Park in a new way when you pick up an Oriole Park 5-bagger suite package. One low price, fully catered suite, 5 games, including games against the Yankees or Red Sox, plus parking, drinks, VIP treatment, and more. No better way to entertain. Call 410-547-6173, or you can go to Orioles.com/suites. O'Hara worked an inning. He had a couple of strikeouts. Kimbrel is the 5th pitcher used. Caleb Joseph at the plate. Joseph a base hit, a run scored, 1 for 3. Kimbrel's delivery is the fastball at 96. In there for a strike.
He's aggressive. He'll challenge you. Here it is. Hit it if you can.
One delivery on the way. Fastball will ride in a little bit. Kimbrel has faced the Orioles only twice, and both times got a save. Each time worked an inning. No runs, 2 hits. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch to him will be outside. Kimbrel's still young. He's only 27 years old. 224 saves. 2-1 delivery on the way, and that one is going to be outside. So Caleb Joseph trying to get on here, gets ahead on the count, 3-1.
Yeah, make him work. Some pressure on him. First time as a Red Sox closer. You know, there's some adrenaline flowing in there.
3 ball, 1 strike count. Caleb waiting on it, and he's on. So the Orioles with 1 away get the potential go-ahead run on at first base. Visit MASNsports.com/CareFirst to vote for today's Care First Live Fearless Player of the Game. Live fearless with a name trusted for over 75 years. Care First, Blue Cross Blue Shield. There's a lot to choose from.
Yeah.
And a lot of assistance in that lineup. Davis 2 RBIs, Trumbo 3 RBI homer. Orioles 5 runs, 3 hits in that big 3rd inning. Runner on at first base, 1 out. Joey Rickard gets his first look at Kimbrel. He has doubled, walked, scored, 1 for 3 in the ballgame. Throw over quick. Kimbrel got a save on the road trip in Toronto Friday night, his first perfect 9th inning. So Kimbrel trying to continue that. An amazing 1.62 ERA as a reliever. Pitch is taken outside. That number is the best ever in Major League history for a relief pitcher who has worked 250 or more games.
Pretty impressive stuff here. Maybe a different base runner. They might try to steal a base. Kimbrel doesn't even care about base runners, even though that little courtesy throw. He's Pretty slow to home.
Took something off the fastball there, and a 2-ball 1-strike count. 6-6. Red Sox about hit the Orioles by 1, 9-8. Both teams scored in the 6th inning. Tied the ball game up. Kimbrel with that look in. 2-1 delivery. That's a strike in the outside corner. Painted that one. 2-2.
Joey Rickard not liking that call, and Kimbrel a little inconsistent. Let's take a look at the pitch track. Well, it may have caught the front edge of the plate when it went by, but the pitcher caught it well off the plate.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Outside, Caleb Joseph on at first base with a walk.
Well, that's the one thing about Joey Rickard. You can count on a good at bat. You know, he's going to work you. Better be aggressive in there, or he's just going to be patient, wait you out. A lot of 3-2 counts already in the early part of the season for actually not just Joey, a lot of Orioles batters.
Kimbrel with the full count here. Runner not going. Swing and a miss. 97.
Good fastball, great velocity. He's on it.
It's a situation where with Caleb Joseph having drawn that 1-out walk, you might pinch run and put some speed out there with a chance to get a run in, but you can't because you got Matt Wieters DHing and you really don't want to use up both catchers.
Yeah.
Ryan Flaherty is the emergency catcher for the Orioles.
I don't know that the Orioles have much depth to run on the bench.
That's true.
Yep. Holds in there.
Jones unavailable. Manny Machado 1-0 count, 2 down. 2 singles hit by a pitch scored. Kimbrel's delivery. That'll miss outside, as you would expect for Kimbrel in his major league career. The strikeouts way up there. 563 Ks coming into this season in 348 innings. 2-0 count. There are 2 down. Machado waiting on him, and that's going to be outside. And Kimbrel falls behind 3-0. Chris Davis waiting on deck. Orioles would love to get Caleb Joseph down there to second base. Britton ready in the bullpen for the Orioles. And they will. So 2 walks in the inning, and the Orioles have first and second covered with 2 away.
Trying to keep it away from the right-handers. He doesn't want to give one up over the green monster, so being real careful. Make mistakes over the heart of the plate. Now here the heart of the Orioles batting order coming up.
Carl Willis is the pitching coach, and with Chris Davis coming to the plate, he's going to come out and go over the scouting report as they did before the game one more time, though, on Davis. He can only be out there 30 seconds. Play beat the clock, and he does. So Davis up, struck out twice. Bases loaded single in the 3rd, good for 2 RBIs, and then struck out again. 1 for 4. Base hit here, though, could give him a game-winning RBI.
A lot of room there on the left side with the shift on. Holes and opportunities.
Pitch will be in there for a strike. Chris has not faced Kimbrel before.
Caleb Joseph on second base has to make sure of a good secondary lead, especially here with 2 outs.
A 1 delivery on the way, and a blast to center field. It is way back. Bradley's just looking, and goodbye home run. A tremendous shot to the batter's eye in center field as Chris Davis delivers a 9th inning 2-out 3-run homer, and the Orioles lead it 9-6.
Oh, man. Something to behold there. Chris Davis getting on a power fastball. I thought that one was going to leave Fenway Park. It crushed to straightaway center. All 3 of his home runs this year, center field.
Wow, what a shot that was. So 3 home runs on the year and now 5 RBIs. And Kimbrel, the closer, touched up. Ball put up in the air. Ramirez coming over in foul territory near the dugout, reaching in but has no play.
Walks really coming back to hurt pitchers. Oh, center cut fastball down in the zone, right in the bat path, and it is destroyed to center field. That ball is saying ouch when it hits deep up in the batter's eye.
Chris Davis for John Smith, a Maryland lottery contestant, another $500 on that homer. 2 walks score ahead of him, Joseph and Manny Machado. Pitch will be taken inside. Mark Trumbo, look at that speed off the bat.
98 coming in, 106 going out.
Trumbo, a home run, his first. Fouls that one back as he was going for one. So the Orioles up 9-6 here in the top of the 9th inning, using that home run power so much talked about in the preseason. Another 2-homer ball game that's accounted for 5 RBIs in this game, or 6 RBIs in this game. 1-2 delivery and a swing and a miss. Kimbrel is out of the inning, but the Orioles get it done, and the fans in his first appearance on opening day as their closer is booed as he leaves the mound, and that's why. Davis, home run, Orioles up 9-6. Interesting ball game, and Chris Davis maybe the game-winning RBI with that home run. 9-6.
Now Orioles closer Zach Britton now into the ball game. Take a look at his pitch arsenal. The fastball 88% of the time. It is a power fastball with great late movement. Of course, the breaking ball 12% of the time. He'll flip it in there on occasion, and it is a quality spin ball as well. 3 games, 2 for 2 in his save opportunities. Nothing to show for earned run average. Typically one of the highest ground ball percentages in the game. Last year led the league with 80% ground ball rate.
So looking for the save, and the Orioles looking to start it out 6-0, and that is Adam Jones, who has not played for 4 games. He has come in as a defensive replacement in center. Flaherty has gone to left field. Trumbo's out. Rickert is in right. And the pitch will be taken for a strike. Top of the order, Mookie Betts, Pedroia, and Bogarts due up against Zach Britton as the Orioles try and go 6-0. Their best start. It's coming to Baltimore. Pitch on the way, and that is down the line, curving, and it is foul. Betts has had 2 singles, an RBI, and a fielder's choice, 2 for 4 in the ball game for the leadoff batter. Boston has lost only 1 home opener in the last 11 years. The Orioles trying to make it 2 out of 12. Pitch on the way, and that will come inside.
I like to see that. You need to do that. And Caleb Joseph just acknowledging the fact that, yeah, good pitch. Okay, you threw a ball, but you got to get a hitter to move their feet. Kimbrel, with the Red Sox, very rarely will he come inside the hitters, and I think Davis sitting on pitch out over.
That one hit him in the batter's box. The count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the Orioles, lots of offense, getting the 9 runs on 9 hits in the game. Boston 6 runs on 9 hits. Orioles again leaving only 4 on so far in this ball game. 6 left on by Boston. Another one foul back off Zach Britton. That wind ripping more than ever. That's as hard as it has blown all day, going out towards center field. So the uniforms of the players ruffled by the breeze. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Britton will get it outside. The count will go to 3-2.
Yeah, this wind, the baseball player's biggest enemy, I think, when it comes to elements. Rise up the hands, cuts through the body. Don't have a good feel for the ball or the glove.
Full count, delivery on the way. Betts will go after it. That one back, way back, left field. Monster. Goodbye, home run. Mookie Betts leads off the bottom of the 9th inning with a homer. His 2nd of the year. 9-7.
Well, Mookie Betts, a very dangerous hitter. Great combination of speed and power. And Britton falls behind, works the count to full, and he's got to come to him. And Betts ready for it. Center cut fastball. Not as much movement on that one. Very rarely do you see a ball get elevated off Zach Britton. And when it does, it can lead to some damage. Betts puts one on the board there.
And he does it with nobody out. Dustin Pedroia, he will take the pitch away for a ball. Pedroia, base hit, 1st inning scored. Fly ball strikeout, hit into a double play since. He's taking. It is a strike on the inside corner. For Mookie Betts, that's the first hit he's ever had off Zach in 5 at bats. Pedroia's gone 8 for 13 off the Oriole closer. Here's the 1-1 delivery to him. Ground ball to the hole, and that's a base hit. So Britton in trouble as the Red Sox will get the potential tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Well, you trust your stuff and you stick with your stuff. Keep staying with that fastball. Stay aggressive in the bottom of the zone. The ground ball will come. The defense will play behind you. Looking for the double play ball here, obviously.
Britton has had only 1 blown save against the Red Sox. He's 9 out of 10. Also has a 2-2 mark against them. Here's Xander Bogaerts. Base hit 1st inning, 1 for 4. Sellout crowd making some noise here on the home opener for Boston. Count. Chop foul at the plate. Well, this may set the tone for the games to be played. We've seen so many games like this between these 2 ball clubs.
Yeah.
Just real tough, grind them out games. 2 teams who have explosive offenses. Nobody out. Britton looking for the ground ball to turn the 2 on Bogaerts. Ortiz waiting on deck. And a step out at the plate. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way. That gets away. That takes away the double play, which is even more important than the fact Pedroia goes to second base.
Yeah. Just kind of spiking this fastball. Man, when the Zach Britton fastball hits the ground, look out. Incredible movement there. Of course, 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
And that will bring Caleb Joseph out. Well, I guess we can safely say no matter what else happens, this is not a good day for the closers at Fenway.
No.
Kimbrel touched up for the 3 runs on 1 hit. The 3-run homer by Davis, but he walked a couple and they both came around to score.
I think that's a great job by Caleb Joseph, showing his maturity as a catcher at the major league level now. Of course, Zach Britton's had incredible success as the Orioles closer, but everybody needs to take a break. I mean, this crowd's getting into it right now. Wild pitch there. Step off, talk about it a little bit, get back into your game plan.
2 ball, 1 strike count. Down low. Count goes to 3-1. There's a Rogers and Hart Broadway production being written right now, potentially, because Ortiz is on deck. Three-1 delivery on the way, and he walked him. It is a Broadway play. Dave Wallace will make his way out. Ortiz is 5 for 16 with a home run lifetime off Britton.
Yeah, Dave Wallace is going to say pretty much the same thing Caleb was telling him. One pitch away, get back in the strike zone, trust your stuff. Ground ball candidate here. Get back into the rhythm of the ball game. Right now it seems like Red Sox kind of dictating what's happening. We're just getting 1 out on the board will help Zach settle in.
37,160 sellout opening day crowd. This is what they came to see. David Ortiz will stand in the bottom of the 9th with the Orioles leading at 9-7. Pedroia is on at second base. Bogarts is on at first. Betts has already had a home run. And the pitch will miss inside for a ball. A double his last time up. Single and an RBI in the first inning. Ortiz 2 for 4. A couple of home runs on the year. 1-0 pitch. Ortiz going to make a little opening day history with that swing.
And then reminding himself to get Zach Britton up. The turbo sinker. And I think crowd kind of getting him energized. A wild hack. Typically very disciplined in his strike zone. Don't see him swinging out of the zone very often.
1-1 delivery on the way, and that's fouled the other way.
Still holding a pretty good bat speed, though.
Oof. Better than last year.
Is it?
1 ball, 2 strike count. Oriole closer. Going to finish this off, and the Orioles can go 6-0 to start the season. Ortiz trying to spoil that. 1-2 delivery. Ortiz up the middle. Scope diving. Gets one. Relay. Hardy. And they turn the double play. Great play by the middle infield of the Orioles as Jonathan Scope able to get it. Hardy with the quick turn, and they get the double play.
Boy, nice job just making sure right there. David Ortiz, not much speed coming out of the box. Beautiful play for Jonathan Scope. A diving attempt, then a little juggle, making sure though getting it to Hardy. Hardy cutting it loose across the diamond. Big time double play there.
We're going to get a challenge here, I'm assuming, on the play at second base. Whether or not he was on the bag. Remember, there's no in the area play at second base anymore. You got to be on it with the ball in order to get the out. Could be a call at first base. I'm not sure which. He's on the bag there.
So he beats him there. Throw.
It all looks good to me. But nothing to lose here for the Red Sox. So John Farrell challenging the slide.
What about the hand coming up?
Don't even.
Well.
Could be, yeah. Hey, I didn't see Buck though. If that's going to happen, Buck's got a challenge too right now.
Right.
I don't think Buck argued that there was interference on the part of the runner reaching out.
Maybe it is first base. I'll say that's about as hard as I've seen David Ortiz run in a while. Getting down there.
We think the challenge is on the call at first base. Doesn't seem to be anything else that could be challenged.
Davis with the good stretch, keeping it inside that left leg. And
it's in the glove.
Yeah, he's got him there.
Big play. Runner over at third base. If all this stands up, will be Pedroia with 2 down. And challenge is denied. Play stands, and a very big double play. Jonathan Scope kicking that off with that fine play. Come up with the ball. So the Orioles 1 out away. 9-7 lead, bottom of the 9th inning. Hanley Ramirez is coming to the plate. Runner at third base, 2 away. Ramirez has faced Britton only once, 1 for 1. And a dangerous hitter. And will take the pitch for a strike. Inning started with a home run by Mookie Betts to make the lead 9-7. Pedroia singled. Bogarts drew the walk, but Ortiz hits into the double play. And a step out. Britton didn't see it. Ramirez was already out of the batter's box.
Hanley, veteran hitter, does not want Britton to get into a little rhythm, you know. Recharged with the double play.
A 1 delivery on the way to him. He was trying to tie it up with a swing of the bat, and the count goes to 0-2.
Nice job getting ahead. 2 quality fastballs right at the bottom of the zone.
Brad Brock stands to be the winner in this game. Kimber would take the loss if it stays as it is. 0-2 delivery on the way. Ramirez will foul it off and keep the at-bat alive. For Zach Britton, he is after save number 3. Brock is after his 2nd win. Pedroia at third base. But it's that run at the plate, Hanley Ramirez, that matters. 0-2, 2 outs. And he got him swinging, and the Orioles will start the year 6-0 with a big comeback win in the 9th inning on a 3-run homer by Chris Davis. Brad Brock is 2-0. Britton, a tough one, but he picks up the save, his 3rd, and the Orioles continue flying with impressive wins. This one more about the offense than about the